Okay, here we are. Okay, so what are we doing? We are looking at an abacus. We are looking how to read an abacus. Read an abacus. Read an abacus. We are looking for a... No, I don't know. We are reading. We are learning how to read the abacus. That's a good one. We are learning how to read the abacus. Read the abacus. Read the abacus. I'm trying to set it up. Okay, so what are we doing? We're learning how to read the abacus, which is what I was trying to sing. I am going to have to post that. Okay, so we have our numbers. We have 4 digits. How do I know? Because there's 4 columns being used. Hello, everybody. Hello. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. Hello. We are learning how to read the abacus and for those of you that don't know, an abacus is a counting tool. There we go. So we have our number. We're going to do 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 4 columns being used. So 4 columns, it's going to be a 4-digit number. That's what that is. So it's going to be 4-digit. How do I know? Because these beads are touching the reckoning bar. These beads are touching the horizontal bar. When the beads are touching the horizontal bar, they are being counted. So we have 4 over here. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm going to color in 4 on the picture. And then we have 7, 5, 6, 7. If you notice, we have 5 plus 2 is 7. We have 8, 5, 6, 7, 8. We have 5 plus 3 is 8. And then we have 2. We have 1, and then there's 2. So you'll notice what? Oh, hello, Miracles. Good evening. Good evening. How are you today? Good evening. I don't have a soundbite for that. Yeah. All right. So what are we doing? When we notice, we're going to do 4. We have all the bottom beads touching the reckoning bar. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. We have the top bead is the value of 5. Hello. I'm just going to check in. I'm going to play Roblox and listen to music. Okay. Thank you so much for checking in. Thank you so much for checking in and have fun with Roblox. I hope you build well. I hope you... Right? Roblox is building still. Okay. So we have 7, we have 5, 6, 7. 5 is the top bead, and then 2 bottom beads. We have 5 and the 2 bottom beads. That's 7. We have 5, there's the top bead, and then we have 3. When they're touching the horizontal bar, that's being counted. So we have 5 and 3 is equal to 5 and 3 is equal to 8. And then here is 2. Notice we have 2, 1, 2. When we're looking, the top bead is not being counted. Because the beads are not being counted, it is not considered, so it's not being counted. It's because it's not touching the reckoning, because it's not touching the horizontal bar, it is not being counted. So, what does that mean? We have 4,782. So we have 4,782. That's what that looks like. Hello. What is the point of this tool? Oh, it's good that you recognize it's a tool because... the point is to be able to visualize your numbers. That's what it is. So it makes learning how to do adding, subtracting, multiplication, and division easier. So it's an abacus. It is an abacus, and so an abacus, for right now. So for right now, understanding how to read the abacus, and then after a while, when you start learning how to use the abacus, you'll be faster and faster and faster and faster. So great to see. I've been checking in to see if I can get lucky when you do regrouping. Well, you know what? We'll probably get into regrouping right now. So thank you, Givenchy. Doing great work. Oh, thank you. Everyone learns differently, and you're having many visual learners. Thank you. Open doors. Yes, opening doors is better. Actually, not opening doors, but open your mind.
Open your mind to me, please. Open your mind.
So, oh yeah, TI-89 got me through calc. That's pretty good. Yeah, IT, that's good. That's fantastic. Hello, Deceptive. Don't forget to hydrate. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. It's very creative. Yeah. And so, I mean, we don't do calculus on the Abacus. That's all it is. But you're doing calc. I'm assuming if you use a TI-89, you're doing calc. So if that's the case, then that's good. But if not, then I'm not sure what you're trying to do with your TI-89. So we're going to do a 5. The top beat is always 5. We have 5 over here. We have 5 and then 2. So 5 plus 2 is 7. 5 plus 1 is 6, and then 5 plus 1 is 6. Tap your screen. Thank you so much. Tap your screen. For those of you, please check in for the orange heart me. That's right around my forehead. So go ahead and tap my forehead, and you'll be able to check in. So what are we doing? Okay, so we have our number. We have 5,766. That's what we're doing. So we have 5,766. That's what we're doing. For those of you that are interested in this tool, because it is a great tool, it's the greatest tool next to sliced bread. Well, sliced bread's not really a tool now, is it? It is I don't know. Okay. Are you teaching us how to use an abacus or whatever it is? It is. I am in the process of trying to teach everybody how to. I am trying to teach the matrix how to use the abacus. Yes, BTW. By the way. Yes, that is the point. And if you're interested, I do have Abacus available in my TikTok shop, and I also have workbooks available for those of you that want to continue your learning how to use the Abacus. Welcome, everybody. Welcome. Please keep your mind open for something different.
Now open your mind to me, please. Open
Okay.
your mind.
So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to understand how to read this one. So we have, for those of you that know this number, what do you think this number is? Let's see how well you guys do. So we have our thousands, our ones, no, our hundreds, our tens, and our ones. These are our ones. When we're looking, we have our thousands. The top bead is a value of 5, and the bottom bead is a value of 1. So together, 5 plus 3 is 8. And then 5 plus 3 is another 8. And then we have 2. And then we have 5 plus 2 is 7. Would you say the abacus is reliable in today's day and age? Hello, Sarah. Here's a question. Do you know these blocks? Do you know these cubes? Have you ever seen these cubes? I don't have counting bears, but do you see these ones? Are they as reliable? What's the point? Yes? So if you're using these, it would be very similar to this. But the abacus is better. You know why? Because we can actually do we can do faster adding and subtracting on the abacus than you can do with these blocks. So yes, I think it's reliable on this age. What would be the point of using these if we have calculators? What's the point of using these bricks if we have calculators? What's the point? Here's another question. What's the point of doing these? What is the point of doing number bonds like this if we have calculators? Why do we do this? Why do we do this? Why do we do that? Why? So your question is not really sound. No, I take that back. Your question is still relevant. Yes, the abacus is still relevant. What's the point of having a pen and paper if we can just do this on the calculator? We show the kids how to do this so then they don't use because they need to understand how to do this before they touch the calculator. So I'm not sure how old you are, but if you have young children, you wouldn't be teaching them how to use a calculator. You would teach them how to do math. Oh, Sarah, the question, you could do with the abacus, you could put something behind it to make it stiff. So you could put like a piece of let her teach and enjoy. Don't make me go on rant. Sarah, Sarah, you could, because there's a little thing in the back, you could try to put like a cloth in the back to make it stiff, like that. You could try that, if that would help you keep it stiff. You know what I mean? And are you teaching in a classroom, or are you homeschooling? That's a good idea. Yeah. Yeah, because there was another person that was having problems, and yeah, I know that's the problem. And so put like a something like a felt home. Okay. So cuz honestly, the teacher one is really big. And it's a little big. I don't know if you do it. When I teach in a small class like a 1-to-1, I still use a small one and I do it in front of them. So if you're looking for something that wants to stick, then I would probably try to use something felt. You know what I mean? So in size wise, it is kind of big. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if it's suitable. I wouldn't. I wouldn't unless you have like a classroom like of 10 kids or something, then I would use a big one. It is really big. It gets a little bit unruly. I mean, I'm using it for wall decoration, but for the most part, when I teach online, I still use the small one because the kids can relate to the colors. But yeah, what I would do is I would probably put some sort of cloth in between to make them stick. That's what to make it stick a little bit. Yeah, that's what I would try to do. Yeah, maybe that will help better. So some sort of felt. Hello, tempted. Have a good night. Have a good night. Thank you so much for checking in. Thank you for letting me know that you're here. I do appreciate that you're here. And have a good night. I will see you in my next live. So, yeah, that's what I would try to do is I'd probably try to put some sort of cloth behind it. Yeah. Yeah, not a problem. Not a problem. Um yeah, I can't think of any other way to do it. Yeah, I can't think of any other way to do it. All right. How are we doing? Okay. Okay, so we're going to continue on. Yeah. So we have our number. We have our thousands, hundreds, tens, and ones. Yeah, not a problem. That's what we're doing right now. Wes. So when we're looking, whenever the beads are touching the reckoning bar, whenever the beads are touching this horizontal bar, they're being counted. This is a 4-digit number. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. This is a 4-digit number. If I start here, this will be my ones, tens, hundreds, and then thousands. So when we're looking, the top bead is a value of 5. So when we're looking, this is 2, 1, 2. But when we add the top bead, this is 5. We're going to remove it, so this is not counted. When the beads are not touching when the beads are not touching the horizontal bar, they're not being counted. So these bottom beads are not counted. We have 5 plus 3, that gives me 8. And then we do it again. 5 plus 3 is 8. This is 2, but notice that these two kind of look similar, but the only difference is there's a 5 touching the horizontal bar. Because the 5 is touching the horizontal bar, this is 7. If I remove the 5, right, this is 2. If I did 1, that would be 1. This is 2, 3, and then 4. But on this question, we're looking at 8,827. So on the abacus, I need a color. So then it is 8,827. And then we have our next number. Yeah. So we have what number do we think this is? We have 4-digit number, and these are the ones that are touching these are touching the horizontal bar. And we have our ones, we have our ones, tens, hundreds, and then thousands. We have 5, 7. 5 plus 2 is 7. This is 0 because none of the beads are touching the horizontal bar. Because this is not touching the horizontal bar, this is 0, like a placeholder. And then this is 8. We have 5 plus 3 is 8. And then we have 1. Thank you, Sarah. It is 1,000. It is not 7. It is 807. Yep, not a problem, not a problem. I know. So, how old are the kids, Sarah? Or, yeah, how old are kids? I don't assume. I just assume. I don't assume anybody's learning or teaching anything. And so, we have our next number. We have our thousands. Hello. What? Oh, 3 and 13. Oh, okay. Okay. I was actually starting to work on multiplication. Oh, yeah. The 13-year-old can start doing the introduction to Abacus for adults, yeah? 8. Yeah. Or you do your own, which is cool too. Okay, so our next number is, we have 6,000. That's what 6,000. We have 5 and then 1 is equal to 6. 5 plus 1 is 6. We have 1 over here. That's what 1 is. And then we have 5. That's what 5 is. And this is 0. So when we're looking, we have 6,150. 6,150. It's a 5 and a 0. So when we color it in, we have 6, 1, 5, 0. Notice that the 1 is the bottom bead and the 5 is the top bead. The line, right, this horizontal line, this horizontal bar is what separates the top bead from the bottom beads. The top bead is a value of 5 and the bottom bead is a value of 1. So when we're looking, if I add this, right, just like I have here, if I add the 5, now we have 6. If I don't add the 5, we have 1. If I have 4 on the abacus and I add the 5, then we have 9. If I take away the 5, now we have 4. So the answer is 6,150. And then we have our next number. We have our thousands, hundreds, tens, and ones. So we're going to count. We do 4, 4, 7, 1. There we are. All right. How are we doing? For those of you that are new, please put in the chat number 1 if you're new. If not, we're going to go straight into regrouping. So we have 4, 4, 7, 1. Welcome everybody. Welcome. Oh good. Okay, so I'm not the only one in the room. Me and Sarah and Miracles are not the only one in the room. All right. Thank you everybody for joining. Please keep your mind open for something different.
Now open your mind to me, please. Open your mind.
For those of you that are just joining, please let me know if you know what these number is. So we have 4 digits. We're using 4 digits. So that means we're going to use 4 columns on the abacus. 1, 2, 3, 4. Every column is a placeholder. Every column is a place value. When we look, we have our ones, tens, hundreds, thousands, 10,000s. That's what that means. I have my abacus ready. Miracles. So if this number is 5, thank you, CP. It is 5,000 because the top bead is touching the horizontal bar. We have 7, 5, 6, 7, 5, 6, 7. We have 4, which you got, Des. You got 4. Good job. And then we have 2. Thank you, CP Hardy. Thank you, CP. It is 5,742. Well done. So we have our answer. Well done. So, thank you. I appreciate that. I like people to actively learn and not passively watch. So what is our next number? We have our thousands, we have our hundreds, our tens, and our ones. What number do we think this is? We have our thousands, our hundreds, our tens, and our ones. I still don't understand. Debster. It took me 2 minutes to understand. You really... Oh, thank you so much, Des. So, Debster. When you're looking, thank you, Sarah. We have not 9. We have 1. We have 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Thank you, Loon Slaughter. Loon's Laughter. Thank you. It is 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 1. We have 2, 1, 2, and then we have 7. The top bead is touching the reckoning horizontal bar. Because the beads are touching the horizontal bar, they're being counted. So we have 4. I should sleep. Oh, yeah. Have a good night, Sarah. But at least I was able to let you know how to work and modify your abacus. Hopefully that works out for you. Yeah. And I'll see you in my next live. I'm sure I'll see you soon. And thank you so much for checking in. Thank you so much for checking in. So we have ones, tens, hundreds, and thousands. So when we're looking, we have our 5, and then 2 is 7. We have 2, 1, 2. We have 1, and then 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Debster, does that make sense? I'm not sure if Debster is still around, but does that make sense? So when we're looking, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. Notice that when I take the beads off, this is 5, right? None of these are touching the horizontal bar, so they're not being counted. This is 5. But when I do this, this is 1. We're still back at 1. Oh, no, no, no. If we add the 5, now we have 6. If I have 2 and I add the 5, now we have 7. If I have 3, add the 5, now we have 8. I have 4, add the 5, now I have 9. Well, then what's 10? 10 is exactly how you write it. Not this. This is not 10. This is 55. 10 is a 1 and a 0. And that's it. That's what 10 is. So then we can count. We can do 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and then 20. This number is what we had before, is 4,127. That's what that is. So 4,127. That's what that is. Great. So we have our number and we have our path. This is a maze that we're working through, and we're trying to understand how to read the abacus. Is anyone else getting an echo? You're getting an echo? I'm not sure. I'm only having one. I only have one mic, so I don't know why you'd be getting an echo. It could be the servers, because TikTok has those servers. So thank you, Moon's Laughter, for the comment. Anybody else getting an echo? So our next number is going to be our thousands, our hundreds, our tens, and our ones. What number do you think that is? Hey, Joseph! Welcome! Welcome, Joseph. How are you? Good evening, good evening, good evening. Yes, thank you. Is it 5,000? Yes, thank you, Kat. It is 5,096. Yes, thank you, Moon's Laughter, and thank you, Esteban and Cat Bro. Yes, well done, well done. So we're continuing on how to read the abacus. Once we're done with this, then we can actually start doing adding and subtracting. But the first thing is to I want to make sure that everybody, majority of the people know how to read the abacus. Because if you don't know how to read the abacus, then there's really no point of being part of the live. So what's our next number? We're going to continue on understanding how to read the abacus. We have our thousands, our hundreds, our tens, and our ones. So we have our thousands, our hundreds, our tens, and our ones. Thank you, everybody, for joining. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, thank you, Moon's Laughter. I can't believe, I'm not sure if it's Loon's Slaughter or Loon's Laughter. So yes, it is 1,468. Well done. Thank you, everybody, for joining. Thank you, everybody, for joining. Please keep your mind open for something different.
Now open your mind to me, please. Open your mind.
Oh, thank you so much. I actually really like laughter. I really like laughter, and I think loons are quite funny. So I think Loon's Laughter is just a funny name. And I do enjoy saying it that way, as opposed to Loon Slaughter. That's a little dark. But I appreciate that. I appreciate that. I'll call you Loon if it's okay. All right. So we have our number. What are we doing? Okay, we have two more and then we're done. Whew. Okay. So we have our thousands. We have our thousands. We have our hundreds, our tens, and our ones. We have our hundreds, thousands. We have our thousands, our hundreds, our tens, and our ones. What are we doing? My mom's name is Linny. Oh, hey, my nephew named call her Grandma Looney. You know, funny. When I was in high school, a friend of mine was like, I don't want to call you Lynette. I'm like, okay, fine. So then she's like, I'm gonna call you Lonnie, and I'm like, okay, fine. And then I accidentally wrote my name to say Looney, and that kind of stuck. So now I'm Looney. But yes, I understand that. Okay, what number do we think that is? We have our thousands, our tens, our thousands, our hundreds, our tens, and our ones. Oh, thank you, Loon. Yes, 7,814. I enjoy laughing, and I'm okay if I look kind of like I don't mind looking a little funny. So, as long as it brings laughter, right? So we have 7,814. Well done, well done. Yes. So our final answer, and then we're going to be ready to doing some adding and subtracting. We have a small class, so we might be able to get into some real heavy duty adding, subtracting, and see how complicated the questions can get. But again, what we do on the Abacus is we can add, subtract, multiply, and divide. What is our final number? So we have our thousands, our tens. No, we have our thousands, our hundreds, our tens, and our ones. Thank you. What number do we think that is? So notice that every time the beads are touching the horizontal bar. Oh, thank you, Brandy. Yes. There used to be abacus rings in marriage. There used to be abacus rings in, oh, I don't know. Esteban, yes, 4,881. Well done, well done. Okay, so now we're done. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. Okay, so this is my book. This book is my 4-digit maze for those of you that might be interested in learning how to do more mazes and to keep your brain active. And so here it is. I do have different maze books. This one specifically is a 4-digit maze. We talked about the thousands, the hundreds, the tens, and the ones. It is good to keep your brain active, and it's like, it's kind of comparable to Sudoku, puzzles, and crossword puzzles and word searches. So in the beginning of the book, what I do is I explain how to read the abacus. This is my book. This is what I've created, and so I teach how to read the abacus, and I'm also creating workbooks. All my workbooks are abacus specific, are abacus based, and so I just learned not a problem, bear, so beautiful. Oh yeah, not a problem. I appreciate it, and I hope it worked well, because what we're going to do is we're going to start learning how to add and subtract, and once you see it, you cannot unsee it, which is funny. Okay, so we did a little review. This is what the tens look like, right? This is the tens and the ones, just how we do it on the abacus. You'll notice the reason why I'm over here is because I have a label. This is my ones label. If you notice, there's a dot right here. This is my ones label. So this ones label tells me that this is the ones and the tens, the hundreds, the thousands. Notice there's another label here. This label is like a comma. Because it's like a comma, then it'd be like the number. So if I have my numbers like this, right? Remember, see how there's a 3,000 is a comma, so 3,456. That's what that would look like. It's kind of like binary, kind of like Roman numerals. So when we're looking, we have our 1. Oh, I don't know if you can see that. 1, and then we have 2. So we have 2. 1, 2. We have 3. That's 3. Nope, you can't see that. Oh, hold on. So that's 3, right? 1, 2, 3. And then we have 4, which is 1 minus 5. But that's okay, we have 4. But then if you look, this is 5. 5 is like that. right? 6 is a 5 and a 6, 5 and a 6. 7 is 5, 6, 7. There we go. 5, 6, 7. 8 is a V, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, 3 plus 5, right? 5 plus 3 is 8. And then we have 9. Well, 9 is just minus, but this is 9. But we actually understand the gist. Yeah. So it's kind of like binary. Yep. Kind of like Roman numerals. And so if we look now, you might be wondering, we have our next number, right? We have our next number. We have 7,000. We have 73,000, comma. Notice that there's a dot here, so that's the comma. We have 456 point. So their decimal sits between our ones and our tenths. This is 0.25. So that's what that would be. So this is our decimal. 50 breaks it. Yeah, 50 breaks it. And then what are we doing? We can do this one. 555, 5555. 55,555.55. That's what that would look like. So then you might be wondering, well, what if I want a smaller number? You could actually choose this one to be your ones place. It doesn't matter. So if you move, everything would be like that. My ones, my tens. So then I can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then 10. But if this is my ones, then guess what? All of this would be my decimal. So we can look like this. It'd be 0.00001. So now I have a really, really small number. Okay, so we're back to here. When we're looking, it explains, it does a little review of what the hundreds look like, and then we do another review on what the thousands look like, and this is just a review of what the thousands. And then after that, you can start doing the maze. So this is what we're working on. I give you a mask maze. This mask maze is to cover the answers, but I noticed that the paper is a little thin. So what I do is I give you the opportunity to download the mask maze, so then you can print it on anything you'd like. I will check later in case you're regrouping. Okay, Miracles, I'll see you in a little bit. So if you notice, you can use a thicker piece of paper to cover the path. And this is what the maze would look like. You would have to figure out what the number is and then find the path find the path. So the path here is from here, and then I would just move my way up and down the page. Oh, I did that wrong. I said that, you'll notice that that's what I've been doing. We just did this one right here. I also have another version of how to do the mask maze. I also have another version to do a maze. I call this a reverse maze. The reverse maze means what? I give you the path and I give you the number. Then what happens is you need to color in the number. So where did I do it? I did it here. So here, I give you the number. You have to color in the number that it pertains to. So this is 8,654. I color in 8,654. That's what it is. So this is the reverse maze. And if you're ever wondering, I do have the answers in the back of the book. So that's what this is. This is my Abacus mazes, 4-digit puzzles. 4-digit puzzles. Okay, cool. Woo! Okay, we are ready for adding and subtracting. Now, if you notice, the beads are very easy to move. Because the beads are very easy to move, you want to use your left hand to stabilize it. You can use, even though you're left-handed, you still would use your left hand to stabilize it, and then you can use your right hand to do the calculations. Thank you everybody for joining. We're going to do a little review. We do 1, 2, 3, 4. This is 4, and then anytime the beads are touching the horizontal bar, this is considered counted. None of the beads are counted, so this is all 0. This is reset. So this is 5, and then if I did 1, right, and then add the 5, we have 6. If I have 2, add the 5, we have 7. If I have 3, add the 5, we have 8. And then we have 4, add the 5, we have 9. And then you might be wondering, well, what's 10? 10 is a 1 and a 0. And that's it. Hello. Hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We are talking about the abacus. Now we're going to go into adding and subtracting. Please keep your mind open for something different.
Now open your mind to me, please. Open your mind.
This is my preschool book. This preschool book was meant for children that are 3, 4, and 5. The reason why was because I wanted to get the kids young. Abacus World only started. You should have a slide on the bar, the dot that represents the decimal. I should have a slide. Oh no, this one won't have it because this is a student's abacus. A student's abacus has a predetermined dots. So it'd be just like the same thing with the 13 column abacus. And so the 13 column abacus has a predetermined dot. You can choose any one of them to be your dots, any one of them to be your ones place. So if I want, I could be this in my ones place, and you just have to know. The other reason why you don't want to have it sliding is because I don't want to have to recount that this is my thousands. You know what I mean? So I have my ones, my thousands, my millions. This is my millions. You know what I mean? So I could get it sliding. Yeah, I could see what you're saying. But the problem is if I slide it, then I won't know where my thousands would be. I would always have to recount it. So that's why it's predetermined. So these are predetermined markers. We have this one over here, which is, you could choose this one over here. Then it's predetermined that this is my ones. I have my thousands. I have my millions. And then I have my billions. You know what I mean? So if it's sliding, then I would always have to count and recount where my grouping is. So I understand what you're talking about. That's what happens on a teacher's abacus, because on a teacher's abacus we'd be able to figure out, we do some more, teaching, and we could change our place values. But on the abacus, they wanted to do the reason why the abacus is the way it's built is because it's also for speed as well. And so if you always have to move the slider, then that would slow you down when you start learning how to do the abacus. But that's a good comment. Thank you so much, Loon. So if you notice, when I do this and I have it all here, thank you for explaining that. I see the dot and the bar. I didn't notice it sooner. Oh yeah, not a problem. It's always different, right? Because it's hard to see. And yeah, it is predetermined. I didn't do this. It's predetermined. So if you buy it from me, that's what it would look like. Yep. And so, let's see. Oh, if notice that if I do this and you flick, don't flick. The reason why is because you move all of your beads, and if you do that, then you're gonna get the wrong answer. So don't flick.
And flick. Oh, you flick too hard, damn it!
And so what we're doing is we're still understanding how to move the beads. Now we're getting into the book itself. So this book was meant for students that are learning how to understand their numbers. And this is just an overview of what it would look like. I have activities to explain what the numbers are, and all my workbooks are abacus focused. And so we do counting, we do figure out our numbers. We need to count forward, we need to count backwards, and then we figure out the numbers in between. After the numbers in between, we figure out the comparison. After the comparison, now we get into adding and subtracting. And here we go. So when we look, what we want to do is make sure that when we're adding, we want to pay attention to the second number. The second number is what's going to dictate whether or not we're going to use a formula. What does that mean? We got to know if there's enough beads to add whatever we need. So I have 7 on the abacus. We have 7 on the abacus. I want to add 1. Can I add the 1? Yes, I can. I can add the 1. Now, if you look, my answer is 8. I do not focus on the result. Abacus doesn't focus on the result. Abacus focuses on the process. Marry the process, divorce the result. Why? Because we don't need to pay attention what the answer is, because the abacus will display the answer for us. We need to know how to move it. So it's a little bit of a different way of thinking, if that makes sense. Because why? Well, when we're looking at the 2, right, we have 6 on the abacus. I want to add the 2, 1, 2, and I add the 2 just like that. So my final answer is 8. Do we have enough? Yeah. So my final answer is 8. You can now supertize. What does that mean? Supertizing means that you can take a look at it and you know what the number is. So here in mainstream, you could do the dots. Oh, thank you so much for liking the live. You could do the dots. Not a problem. You could do the dots. Or you could do the tally marks. That's not a problem either. But I would do it the abacus way. Why? Because on the abacus, it's easy to see. We have 5 plus 3 is equal to 8. Now, guess what? We can actually scale it. That means that if I wanted to add 50 plus 30, now I have 80. You could do the dots, but that's a whole lot of dots. right? So what I'm trying to show you that the abacus can now scale because we have every column is a placeholder. Every column is a place value. What if I want to do 500, 500 plus 300, 300? Now I have 800. So what I just did was I was able to scale it. So the abacus helps you scale the numbers. But what does an abacus really do? An abacus really just tells you what the number is. And that's all we're doing. So when we have to add, we know how to add, we will subtract. Adding, you go to the reckoning bar, to the horizontal bar. This is 3. I want to take away 1. Can I do it? Yes, I could take away 1. So all I got to do is take it away from the horizontal bar. So it is the opposite. It is the opposite. It's the inverse movement, which is really cool because then you're going to start seeing number patterns. We want to add the 1, we want to take away the 1. We want to add the 3, we will take away the 3. So you'll notice that there is number patterns. And it's the same thing with the 2. If I want to have 4 and I want to take away the 2, it doesn't matter which 2 you take away. You could take away these 2 beads, you could take away these 2 beads, or you can take away these 2 beads. It doesn't matter. The idea is to understand to take away only just the 2 beads. So when we're looking, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. The top bead is a value of 5. We have 6, 7, 8, 9, and then 10. And then, if you notice, 5. Adding of the 5, right, is just going to the horizontal bar. And then we have 4. When we add to the 4, we go to the horizontal bar. So now we have 9. We want to take away is that. We move it away from the horizontal bar. We want to add to the horizontal bar. We take away from the horizontal bar. So my final answer is 3. My head hurts, but thank you. Oh, you should take some Tylenol for that. I don't know why your head would hurt. Wow. That's too bad. I'm sorry that your head hurts. You're probably dehydrated, or maybe it's a caffeine problem. Maybe it's a caffeine. Maybe you need to drink some caffeine, and then your head won't hurt so much. And so what are we going to do? So we have 2 on the abacus. I want to add 7. When I add the 7, I go to the horizontal bar. When I subtract, I go away from the horizontal bar. Thank you for liking the live. All right. So what we're doing is we're understanding that when we want to have the 8, we have 1. We want to add the 8. We just bring it together like that. We add the 8. And then we have to take away the 8. Right? So we add the 8 and we take away the 8. And that's all we're doing. So we have 1. Our final answer is 1. Nelly! I have a test next week. You just reminded me to study. Okay, good. I'm happy that you came into my room to let me know that you have a test next week. Maybe you should stop doom scrolling. Just saying. Okay, what are we doing? We're going to do minus 5. Minus 5 is the same way. We have 7 on the abacus. We take away the 5, right? All we're doing is we're taking away the 5, and my answer is 2. That's it. And it's the same thing with the 7. We have 1 on the abacus. I'm sorry, we have 9 on the abacus. When I take away 7, I take it away 7 like that. So we're looking at our numbers and we're actually able to visualize what we're trying to take away. So if I have 9, I want to take away the 7. I have 2. My final answer is 2. And then that's it. And that's my book. Thank you everybody for joining. Thank you everybody for joining. Please keep your mind open for something different.
Now open your mind to me, please. Open your mind.
So for those of you that just joined, what we're doing is we're learning how to read the abacus. This is my abacus. My abacus is a counting tool. All it does is it lets you visualize your numbers. That's all we're doing. So when we're looking, here we go. This is 0. Now my abacus is reset. The reason how I know is because none of the beads are touching none of the beads are touching my horizontal bar. Because none of the beads are touching my horizontal bar, this is now 0. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. How do I know this is 9? Because the top bead is a value of 5, and the bottom beads all have a value of 1. So when we're looking, I do this. This is 5. If I have 1 and I add the 5, now I have 6. If I have 2, I add the 5, now I have 7. If I have 3 and I add the 5, now I have 8. If I have 4 and I add the 5, now I have 9. So then you might be wondering, well, what's 10? 10 is exactly the way you write it. 10 is a 1 and a 2 and a 1 and a 0. And so then we can count, right? We can count 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and then 20. Cool? So now we can go into what happens when there's not enough. What happens when there's not enough beads? Well, we have this concept of how to make a 5. This is a very critical concept in Abacus world, but I don't know how critical it is for mainstream. The reason why is because we teach the kids what this is, the fact family of 5, but we don't utilize it. In Abacus world, we actually utilize it. So we take this concept, 4 plus 1 is equal to 5, and we do some modification.
You need modification! Modify! Modify!
So this is going to be a very easy concept. We know that 4 plus 4 is. We know 4 plus 4 is equal to 8. Yes, we do. But we've memorized what 4 plus 4 is. What we're going to do on the abacus is I'm going to show you what 4 on the abacus looks like. So then let me use a little bit more props just to get my example understood. So we have 4 on the abacus. 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 4 pennies, right? I want to add the 4, but guess what? I don't have any more room to add more beads, right? So what do? I have to utilize the 5. To utilize the 5, that's too much. If I give you the 5 for the 4, that's too much. I need to take away the 1. Hello, hi, no, hi, no. So our answer is 8. 5, 6, 7, 8. I could do it again on the abacus. Add the 5, take away the 1. What did I just do? I needed to subtract in order to add.
If you're going hard enough left, you'll find yourself turning right.
Oh, right. That makes perfect sense. Turn right to go left.
I know it's a little strange to go adding to in order to add you have to subtract. But the idea is if I give you too much, there's 5 cents here. This 5 cents is too much for this 4. I need to subtract the 1 so we can balance the equation. Let me show you another way. Your streams are always popping. Julian. This is hilarious. Educational. I love it. Oh, thank you. Do you go over multiplication and division? I do go over multiplication and division. It all depends on how quickly we can go through some of this stuff. I'm actually thinking about changing it out a little bit. But let me finish my my thought, and then we'll go into multiplication if you're ready for it. Are you ready for it, Loon? We can do it. I mean, you've been into it. You've been in this one live for a while. And there's about 65 of us now. So let me do it again with a different example. So we have 4 on the abacus. Right? We have 1, 2, 3, 4. And then what are we going to do is, because we have no more room for 4, right? We want to add another 4. I gave you this package. This package is a group of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is very similar to the nickel. Notice that I have 1 extra bead when I add it. Because I have an extra bead, I can't take it away from here. 300, not 65. I see 60. At one point, I had 15. It's okay. Thank you, Julian, for letting me know. So does that make sense? These are the 4 I want to use. 1, 2, 3, 4. But because I don't need this extra one, I cannot take it away from this because it's all glued together. So what's going to happen is I got to take it away from the loose one, and I take it away from here. So I take away the 1. So now I'm set. And now it is balanced, right? So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So if I have the 4, it's 5, 6, 7, 8. I could do it again on the abacus. So we have the 5 and then take away the 1. My final answer is 8. Does that make sense, Loon? Oh, you can't see that. Did that make sense? So we can do it again. We're going to just practice. So I have 3 on the abacus. 3 on the abacus. I want to add the 4. When I add the 4, there's not enough, right? I have no more room to add the 4. So what's going to happen is what? What's going to happen is I need to give you the package. This package is 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. But this is the one I don't need. So I got to take away this. So when I have this, I have to take away the 1. So my final answer is 7. 5, 6, 7. I have the 5 and take away the 1. We're not taking down the calculator. We're just finding a different way to add. We're just using our brains. That's all we're doing. That's all we're doing, is we're just using our brains. The calculator is good when it needs to be. I am not here to take that down. Honestly, I love this. Okay, good. Okay, good. I'm so happy you're not a troll. You don't want to be a troll in my room. Okay, so I never understood how to use the abacus. Oh, okay. So let's take a little review. Thank you, Slurp, for Slurp. Let's take a little review. So what we're going to do is we're going to review. Okay, let's do a review. We do 1, 2, 3, 4. All the bottom beads, it's pretty quick though. The same concept would actually be used with counting on your fingers if you think about it. No, because if you count on your fingers, you're counting up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You're counting up. But what we're doing is we're utilizing our 4 and we take away 1. That's what we're doing. So we're balancing it out. I see what you're saying, but no. If you did it mainstream, they count up. 1, 2, 3, 4, right? 4, and then 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 5, 6, 7, 8. But in Abacus, what we're doing is we have 4, and then we have to take that away, like that. Yeah. Slurp, did you see that? So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. The top beat is always a value of 5, and then we have 6. Notice the 5 and the 1 is equal to 6. If I did this, this is 1. If I add the 5, it is 6. If I have 2 and I add the 5, now we have 7. If I have 3, 1, 2, 3, and I add the 5, now I have 8. If I have 4, when I have 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, I have 5, now I have 9. 10. 10 is exactly how it is. 10 is not this. This is 55. 10 is exactly how you wrote it. 10 is 1 and a 0. Why is that the case? Because we have our 1s, our 10s, our 100s, our 1000s, and our 10,000s. B.J. Jackson. Did that make sense? Then what's going to happen? 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. That's it. Yeah. Oh, good. Yes. You're right. There's the dots. This is a indicator. This is my ones indicator. So this tells me where the ones is. The dot sits between the tenths and the hundredths. So we have our ones, tenths, and hundredths. So when we're looking, we can have our number. See how the 3,000 has a comma? This is my thousands. There's my comma. 3,456, right? And then we have it again. We can do 73,456.25. Every column is, yes, exactly. Every column is a place value. Every column is a place value. So it gets represented. Every number, if I did this, right? If I did this, 555, this is 55,555.55. And it's the same thing with the 9, 99,999.99. Every number can only go up, every column can only go up to 9. It's exactly how we write in just our numbers. We only go, it's our numbers is a decimal system. So our abacus so the abacus mimics the way we write. That's all it is. So the abacus only mimics the way we write. And that's what that means. So what happens, why is different colors? It doesn't matter. Different colors just means pretty. Different colors is pretty. So this is my 13 column abacus. With my 13 column abacus, it's just the positioning of the beads. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 10, 100, 1,000, 10,000, 100, 100,000, 1,000,000. Yeah, not a problem. I'm happy you're actively learning and not passively watching. But then you might be wondering, well, guess what? Since this is my ones place, right? You can actually make this one your ones place. So it'd be 1. It'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then 10. What happens? Well, now we can actually have a really small decimal number. We can do 0.00001. So now I have a really small decimal number. Because every column is a placeholder. It doesn't matter where you're going. I'm down with the cat. Please. How about the abacus on the 2 top? Oh, that's a good one. So the abacus that has 2 on the top. So the abacus that has 2 on the top is a Chinese abacus. The one that I teach is a Japanese abacus. I don't have worksheets for the Chinese abacus. I have worksheets for the Japanese abacus. So it works exactly the same. It works very similar. It works very similar. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Because we have 5 here, we're going to trade this in for the top beat. This is 5. This is also 5. Guess what? 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Because we have 5 here, we're going to trade it into the top beat. Now we have 10. Because we have 10 here, we're going to trade it in for this one over here. So now we have 10. Works very similar to the Japanese abacus. The Japanese abacus is 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then 10. The difference is the Chinese abacus is a little bit redundant. That's all it is. Hey, Red. Yo, Red. Yeah, not a problem. So when we're looking, we're just trying to understand the difference. That's all it is. Okay. So that's what we have. How are we doing? What are we doing? We can go into this one. Okay, let's do some okay. Loon, are you ready for multiplication? I'm sorry. Is abacus being used in school these days, or is it kind of self-understanding? You know, I'm trying to educate the matrix what an abacus is, so I'm hoping that it goes into the school. It was never brought into the American school system, but it is part of the Japanese school system, and it's pretty much everywhere else in the world except for America. Yes, hello, Mackie. We're going to do some multiplication. So do you move? So as you move left, it goes to 10. Yes. This is 10. This is 100. This is 210. This is 300. 1, 2, 3. I'm sorry, 3,000. This is 10, 200, 3,000. Same thing with this. 100, 10. This is 10. This is 100, 1,000, 10,000. It's always nice to drive in, but I gotta go. Oh, yeah. Have a good night. No, have a good night. Oh, like multiplied by 10? Yeah. Yes, because we're in a decimal system. Adding it, multiplying by 10? Yeah, I see what you mean. Best decimal system. Yeah, because every number is represented. Yeah, every number is represented. Okay. Let's see. Okay, we're gonna do something simple. For those of us who learned old school math and understand place and time, does this add further enrichment? For those of us that have learned the old school math, yes, it's actually better. Because back in the day, well, I don't know how old, I'm not sure how old how old you mean old school. Because old school, we had to do a lot of memorizing. And so when we do a lot of memorizing, we actually really didn't know what we're doing. Whereas on the abacus, you don't need to memorize. Thank you, Ghibli. On the Abacus, we actually don't really memorize the actual numbers and how to make it. We memorize the concepts to add. I don't know if that made sense. Yes, because I'm a visual learner, I have made the process easier. Yes, it's enrichment means takeaway. Funny. Like Abacus was, from my understanding, Abacus was introduced as an enrichment program, but I'm here to educate and let everybody, the ordinary people like us, know what it is. Because it's not actually that special. What makes it really crazy cool is that you can visualize your numbers. That's all you're doing, is you're visualizing your numbers. And if you can visualize your numbers, you will be able to know what to do. So for old school, for us people that learned old school math and learning the abacus, it is really quite amazing on how Abacus makes math a lot easier. And then the other thing is if you learn Abacus in an older age, you'll notice that you're going to start thinking faster because you're keeping your brain active. Hello, Kelly! Hello, Kelly! How's it going? Oh, yes, I did see your purchase, and I'll mail it out tomorrow. I'm so excited. I think I get my order in 2 days. No, I didn't send it yet. Because today's Sunday, so the mail doesn't go out. Oh yeah, not a problem, BJ. Yay! Yeah, it will go out tomorrow for sure. Yeah, and so for older us, that's okay. Okay, yeah. So I know for us, it's comparable to like Sudoku and word searches and crossword puzzles. It's comparable to that. And keeping your brain active is one of the key things that we were trying to do. So Abacus really helps, and then you can actually add it into like daily life. Like if you ever need to do groceries or figure out or do some comparisons and stuff, you'll be able to utilize the Abacus to be able to help you with figuring out some arithmetic, and that's what it is. I'm excited for it when I get it. Oh, good. Okay, so we're going to do some multiplication. It's helping me so much when just understanding what math is all about. Yeah, right? And that's crazy. And it's so crazy. Like, I remember when I'm old, and I remember we had to find our own strategies how to do things. And if we didn't find our own strategies how to do, like, how to add and subtract, we would have to do a lot of memorizing. And it's crazy on how much memorizing we had to do. But in Abacus, we don't have to do that much memorizing. It's crazy. It's crazy. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is... Wait, you can do multiplication. Yes, we're going to do multiplication right now. So what we're going to do in Abacus World is... What we need to do is understand the distributive property. In distributive property, we need to understand that what we're going to do is we're going to take each individual number and we need to multiply each number. Now, in Abacus World, we know that this is going to be a 3-digit number because our question is 3 digits. I'm homeschooling my baby nephew. Oh, yeah, that's great. How old is your nephew? How old is your baby nephew? 8. Oh, okay. Okay. Oh, that'd be good. That'd be good. And then maybe both of you can work through the workbook. That'd be good. And then if you need extra help, then the other books would help. Because those would give you extra problems for, yeah. Okay, got it. Yeah. It's a good supplement, but it might be a little bit, I don't know. I am going to create workbooks specific for the grades, but I'm not there yet. Yeah. My daughter is 4. I was thinking honestly, same thing. Oh, hey, yeah. I have the preschool book. And then if you're looking, so Kelly got the advanced book for adults, and this one touches everything between adding of the 5, taking away the 5, adding of the 10, taking away the 10, and we start going to a little bit into what I call a 2-step equation. Abacus World calls it mixed formula, and then we go into a little bit of an introduction to multiplication. He's very advanced. Oh, okay, good. So I'm hoping that this will work out for him and still entertain him. All right. What are we doing? Oh, we're doing this. Yeah, he's kind of a genius math. Oh, it'd be interesting. It'll be interesting. The only thing I would be careful of is that he might have already memorized the numbers and he doesn't understand what the abacus is for. You know what I mean? Because I had one too, yeah. So you have to be careful, like, because he can see those numbers, like he knows what 4 plus 4, 8 plus 8 is. He knows those numbers, but to get him to actually, so hopefully you can have him write out the formulas as much as possible. Or say it out loud. Hello, Supreme. I hope you're having a great. I am. That's exactly why I want him to see it. Oh, okay. Interesting comparison of old school memorizing versus actual understanding math. It is. It's very true, right? Because we had to know what 4 plus 4 was. That's 8, right? We had to memorize that 8 plus 8 is 16, and he can't explain it. Oh yeah, yeah. That's the problem. So that's the other thing I heard is I was doing some research, and if you can get him to verbalize what he's doing, that would be good too. So you add, you remember when we add, so we're gonna add the like adding of the 5. We plus the 5 is plus the 4 is plus the 5 minus the 1. Have him say out the formulas, and that will help him see what he's trying to do. And as he says it, it will make him understand. It will make him realize what he's doing. So try to get him to verbalize as much as possible. Okay, good. Okay, good. I'm just preaching to the choir then. Okay, yes. So, okay. On the multiplication, we know, see, that's the other thing. Multiplication in Abacus world, we know that this is going to be a 3-digit number. So we just have to put our numbers here, 3 digits. So what we're going to do is we're going to do 7 times 3. 7 times 3 is going to be 21. We know 7 times 3 is 21. Yes. In mainstream, you do 70 times 3, which gives you 210. But in Abacus world, we don't need to do that because the Abacus keeps our number value. So we have 210. He always has the right answers, but he can't tell me what. I think he'll have, I hope so. I hope he does. I know I have one student, it was a little bit of a struggle to figure, like he loves numbers, but it was a struggle for him to understand why Abacus was so much simpler. And then as he started going through the questions, he started to realize it was a lot simpler than what he was thinking. So what I would try to do is I would try to mimic as much as you can on the abacus and have him move the beads, because once you see the answers on the abacus, he doesn't have to memorize where the numbers are. So what we're going to do is we're going to do 5 times 3 is 15. Add the 1, add the 5. And so my final answer is 225. That's awesome. It's like traditional multiplication, but working your way forward instead of backwards. Yes. And also knowing where you're going to start. You know you're going to have a 3-digit number. Why? Because I know my number is going to be 3 digits because my question is 3-digit. So we can predict, we can guesstimate how big our number is. Hello, Joseph! Hello, Joseph! Hello! Oh, okay. We'll do another one. Let's do another one. 225. So, is it always true in the same? Yes, yes. You know why? Even when we do this one, it's 3 digits. I will put my finger. Hello, JJ. I'll put my finger here. 3 digits, right? 5, 3, 1. These are 3 digits. So what I'm going to do, 5 times 1 is 5. 5 is a single digit. Because 5 is a single digit, we need to make it a double digit. We were going to make it a 0, 5. Why? Because then the 0, 5 will push the 0 to the next column. And we add the 5 here. And then our next number is 3 times 5. 3 times 5 is 15. Add the 1, add the 5. And so my final answer is 65. Excuse me. No, not 53. So why are we going to do that? So 1 is equal to 0, 1. 2 is equal to 0, 2. 3 is equal to 0, 3. 4 is equal to, 4 is equal to 0, 4, 5, 0, 5, 6, 0, 6, 7 is 0, 7, 8 is 0, 8, and then 9, 0, 9. I wish I would. It's easy. So, Why are we doing this? Because it's just like how we talk about time. 11:03. Notice that there is a 2-digit number. We can do our date 050611. See how we can do a 2-digit number? So that's why we can do 2-digit if it's a single digit. We just have to remember that there's a 0. Okay? So that was 65. So our next number, we can, we'll do this one. We'll do this one, right? Oh, you know what? We're going to do this one. I know the answer is 23. I know the answer is 23, but it works exactly the same. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1 times 1 times 2 is 2. 2 is a single digit. It turns into 0, 2. 0, 2. Do that. 3 times 1 is 3. 3 is a single digit. Again, 0, 3. The 0 pushes the number to the next one over. So my final answer is 23. I wish I was originally taught this way. It's very easy. It is very easy. It is very easy. And there was a study, doing math going from left to right is way easier than going from right to left. Hello, Nom Nom. Thank you so much for checking in. Hello, Nom Nom. So we can do it again here. So we have 3. 1, 2, 3. So 1, 2, 3. 4 times 3 is 12. 4 times 3 is 12. Add the 1, add the 2. See, and that's the difference. Because the abacus shows you, right? I don't have to say 120. I don't need to write it out. Because all my abacus shows me. You see what I'm saying? But in mainstream, you have to say 30 times 4. Because you want to be able to see that extra number. 4 times 1 is 4. 4 is a single digit. Go 0, 4. So my final answer is 124. I know these are easy, but I'm showing you concepts. I'm just showing you the concept. When you understand the concept, then you can make it bigger. You can make it bigger and bigger and bigger, right? So, does this start helping you to do math in your head? It does start helping you to do math in your head. So like something like this, right? We have 348,000 times that by 68. This is what they do in mainstream math. My baby nephew has been able to do since... Oh, yeah. But he doesn't know his letters and sounds. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, that's interesting. That's very interesting. But yeah, in mainstream math, this is what they have to do because they have to keep track of their place values. But we don't need to do that because we just need to count it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6 times 3 is 18. 6 times 4 is 24. 6 times 8 is 48. And we do it again. 1, 2, 3, 4. 8 times 3 is 24. 24. Add the 4. Take away 6. And then 8 times is 32. I think I'm doing it right. I don't know if I'm doing it right. 8 times 8 is 64. It's a little bit more complicated. But what I'm trying to show you, mainstream math does it this way. We don't need to do it that way. Hello, colloquial. Hello, colloquial. He only knows advanced stuff. Oh, interesting. Interesting. Oh. But again, what I'm trying to show you is I'm trying to show you the concept, right? So that's why we do something simple. Because if it's simple, then it's easy to understand, and then you can relate it. Right? You can scale it. So again, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 8 times 2. 4 times 2 is 8. 8 is a single digit. I go back one column and I add the 8, and that's it. So my final answer is 80. Right? 80. And we do it again. Here I go. I know you could do this in your head, but that's not what I'm trying to show you. I'm not looking for the answers. I'm looking to show you the concepts of how to do it on the abacus. And so when we do 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 3 times 9 is 27. Add 20, add the 7. 2 times 9 is 18. Add the 1, add the 8. Exactly. Because I think if I show him from the beginning in math, he'll get it. I think so. Good luck. Good luck. It's always double digit, so it would be 300. You know what? It's always a double digit number. So 300 times would be 03 exactly. Exactly. Because it's a 4-digit number. Ooh, yes. So what about, I'm sorry, wait. How did you know what place to start? Because I have a label right here. This label tells me this is my ones place. So every column is a place value. Every column is a place value. So this would be my ones, my tens, hundreds, thousands, and then 10,000s. Oh, sorry. Yeah, so there's a little indicator right here. This is my ones place. That's my ones place. So my ones, tens, hundred, thousands, 10,000. Yes, yes, Loon, exactly. So it would be 30300. You're absolutely right. Good, right? Makes sense. And it's scalable. So even if you have 4-digit number with a 3-digit number, it'd be 6 digits. What am I doing? 288. Wait, what did I say? 288? Yeah, 288, right? I don't know. Should we do it again? Excuse me. So, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 5 times 9 is 45. I move my finger over. I do 2 times 9. 2 times 9 is 18. Add the 1, add the 8. So my final answer is 4, 6, 8. Thank you for sharing my live, Lizzie. Thank you for the follow, BJ. I do have, yeah. What is it? 4, 6, 8. 4, 6, 8. There we go. 4, 6, 8. So cool, honestly. Oh, good. It's funny. Like I do have older people, and they don't have young kids to teach, but I do have older people that are following me, and they do my books, and they realize that they are thinking a little bit faster. And it's different than doing Sudoku. So you have to think about it. You still got to think about it, but you have rules to be able to. You still have to abide by some rules. So our next one is 1, 2, 3. Our question is 72 times 3. So because it's 72 times 3, So do you just count how many digits and how far left to start? Yes, that's what I do. Because what we're trying to do in Abacus world is we need to understand roughly how big our number is. In mainstream, you start from the ones place, but then you kind of don't know how far it goes. But in Abacus world, we know that if we start from here, then we know that's going to be a 3-digit of some sort. Does that make sense, Lizzie? I'm 40, so I was great at math, but it is different of working out the same answers. But it is a different way of working out same answers. It is different. It is very different. But see, the thing is, BJ, is Abacus doesn't focus on the answers. We focus on the process. The process is trying to figure out how do we get to the answer, because the answer will be displayed on the Abacus. Exactly, Lizzie. So 42 times 15, it would be 4 places to the left. Yes. So when we work it out, let's do this. It's still distributive property, right? One, two, three, 4. What do we do? 4 times 1. 4 times 1 is 4. 4 is a single digit, so it's going to be 0, 4. Oh, I can't see that. 0, 4. Right? 1 times 2 is equal to 2. 2 is a single digit. It'd still be 0, 2. 0, 2. So because we're done with this, we're going to go recount. 1, 2, 3. 4 times 5 is equal to 20. This is where we need to understand formulas, right? The formula is I don't have enough to add the 2. Because I don't have enough to add the 2, what do? I need to understand how to make a 5. Making the 5, this is the one I'm going to do. If I need to make my 5, right? I'm going to plus the 2 is equal to plus the 5 minus 3. Plus the 5, take away the 3. And then the 0. And then what do? 2 times 5 is 10. Add the 1, add the 0. So my final answer is 630. 630. Yeah. What did I just do? Well, this is a concept we need to understand. This is a addition question that we need to understand. How do we need to add when there's not enough? So if my question is 4 plus 4, this is where we were talking about. No, don't memorize what 4 plus 4 is. Understand the concept. If we look, we have a constraint. We want to add the 4. To add the 4, we don't have enough. But I have a nickel. Because I have a nickel, I'm going to give you my nickel, but that's too much. So what do I need to do is I need to take away the 1. So my final answer is 8. 5, 6, 7, 8. I could do it again on my abacus. I can add the 5, take away the 1, and my final answer is 8. 5, 6, 7, 8. I could do it again with these cubes. Understanding the concept of how to add a 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. If I add the 4, I will need to add another 4, but there's not enough. I have this package. This is very similar to this 5 right here. I have it 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, but I don't need this extra 1 right here. I need to take it apart. But because I take it apart, there's not enough. It's all attached. I have to remove it from the previous number. I have to remove it from the one that's loose. This is the loose one. I take it away. That's the loose one. I take it away, and then I add it to here. So then my final answer is 8. 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, I do have a YouTube. Oh. Is it? It is? That's it. It wasn't very sticking around. Yeah, none. I'm so invested in division that I'm sticking around. Oh, no, that's okay. I don't know if I'll get into division. Because I've been kind of going back and forth and it's getting late. I try to put my TikTok here as well. But yeah, have a good night. I'm always live. And if you're keeping track, just let me know. We can talk about division at a later time. Yeah. Right? And so, what did we just do? Oh, so that's why we did this one. Notice if I had I had 4 and I needed to add the 2. Well, to add the 2, I have to utilize this 5. So I have 4 in the abacus. Thank you for the follow. Okay. Yeah, have a good night. You know what? Yeah. Have a good night. I'll see you in my next live. So I want to add the 2, but to add the 2, I don't have any more loose beads. 1, 2, 3, 4. But I have this 5. Because I have this 5, I can give you my 5. But that's too much. Because I need to add 2. So if I add the 5, that's too much. If I only need to add these 2. I need to remove this 3. 1, 2, 3. So I have to take away the 3. Then my final answer is 6. That's why I got 6 over here at 630. That is understanding how to add. And that's the thing, right? Like if you go straight into adding, if you go straight into multiplication, you kind of bypass all of the stuff that you really need to know. How are we doing? Yeah, let's do multiplication. let's do this problem from the beginning again. All right, let's do this problem from the beginning. So, our number is, what's our place? Where is our place value? Where are we going to start? Which placeholder are we going to start? Three. No, 4. Because we're doing this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exactly. 1, 2, 3, 4. So the first thing we're going to do is 1 times 4. 1 times 4 is 4. 4 is a single digit, so it pushes my number 0, 4. So I put 0 over here. That makes it push it to here and add the 4. My next one is 1 times 2. 1 times 2 is 2. 2 is a single digit. I push it to the next column. So it goes over here. Add the 2. I recount. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. This is where I talked about this, right? Because what do? We do 4 times 5 is 20. 2 and a 0. Add the 2. Can you add the 2 here? No, I cannot add the 2. What do? I have to plus the 2 is equal to plus the 5 minus the 3. So if I plus the 5, take away the 3. 2 and a 0. And then I have to do 5 times 2. 5 times 2 is 10. Add the 1, add the 0. Good job, BJ. Where is it?
Oh, I can see everything.
Yeah. But see, that's the difference, right? That's the difference between doing it old school math and doing it Abacus math. And that's the difference. And you're going to start seeing that it's more efficient to do it the Abacus method. Hello, 300. The math code. Thank you, 300. I appreciate that. Does that make sense, Jackson? So when we're looking, we want to be able to understand how to utilize our numbers and we can see what we have. And that's the difference between Abacus, because Abacus can visualize your numbers as opposed to trying to remember the concepts in your head, trying to remember like these symbols in your brain. So that's why we do it on the Abacus, because the Abacus helps you visualize your numbers. You just need to figure out how to add it and subtract it. That's all. That's all. So our next one. Hello. Thank you everybody for joining. Right? So we have our next one. So our next one, again, is going to be 3 digit. We have 3 digits. 1, 2, 3. And then what's our number? It's going to be Abacify the world. Yes, you're right. I'm here to Abacify the world. Welcome everybody. Welcome.
Welcome to the real world.
I'm here to show the matrix what an abacus is. So our next number is going to be 5 times 5. Keep on. Thank you. I appreciate that. So 5 times 5 is 25. Add the 2, add the 5. And then what are we going to do? We're going to do 6 times 5. 6 times 5 is what? 30. 30 is a 3 and a 0. And that's it. So my final answer is 280. Thank you everybody for joining. Please keep your mind open for something different.
Now open your mind to me, please. Open your mind.
And so our final answer is 280. And then we do it again. And everybody just seems so interested in multiplication. And it's interesting. I mean, these are very simple, right? Because there's no formulas involved. But when we start getting into formulas, then I have to start explaining how to do the formulas. So we have our number 1, 2, 3. We do 1, 2, 3. Yes, we could do it in our head. That's fine. You could do it in your head. But the concept is what I'm trying to show you. The concept is what I'm trying to explain with the simple questions. If the questions are too difficult, then you get lost in the sauce. You know what I mean?
Oh, I love it. Great stuff.
So we have 3. 1, 2, 3. 3 times 2 is 6. 6 is a single digit. So we're going to do 0, 6. I did that. And then we do 3 times 9. 3 times 9 is 20 and then 7. 20 and then 7. So my final answer is 87. Can we do another 2 digit by 2? I'm not sure if I fully picked it up the last time. Yes. Yes. Let me see if I can find one. Let me see if I can find one that's a little bit simpler than what we have. Because I don't want to do too many formulas because you get lost in the sauce. You know what I mean? I got that one. Nice! Nice!
Oh, I love it. Great stuff.
This is the way.
This is the way.
This is the way. This is the way.
Let's see. La la la. Sorry, I'm trying to find a number. And I didn't curate those numbers yet. So if I did, let's do that. Here we go. No. What if I did? Oh, there we go. There we go. There we go. Here's a better one. Okay, I just realized we had old school abacus, but this is more advanced than what we had. The ones we had were horizontal, not vertical. Yeah, the ones that was horizontal is interesting because the horizontal ones is a 1-to-1. This abacus is not a 1-to-1, right? So you had a 1-to-1. You had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And so when we're looking, you don't have to deal with formulas. You just move the beads as they go. But then you had 10 of them. And so then you had like 0 to 100, which is fine. But then it doesn't become scalable because it's hard to see the numbers. Because if I did this, I don't know what number this is. I'd have to look at this to see that this is 8. You know what I mean? So you have to see the opposite in order to see what this is. Whereas if I did this, I know this is 8 because I could see the 5 and the 3, right? I don't need to compare this. Yeah. Yeah, I've seen those before. And there are some people that have an abacus, and so what I would do is I would tell them to modify it.
You need modification! Modify! Modify!
So those people that have this one kind, because it's still quite popular toy, but if they wanted to modify their toy to an abacus tool, then I would say tape the 5 and then have it like this. And then what I would tell them to do is to make it horizontal. So then you would mimic the abacus, the Soroban. That's what I would do. All right. So we have this number. Interesting. Okay, so we have 3 times that by 63. Okay, how are we doing, Mackie? Where is our starting point? Thank you for the follow. 3 times 4? No. Starting point. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's the starting point. So we do 5 times 4. 5 times 4 is 20. Add the 2, add the 0. 5 times 6 is 30. Add the 3, add the 0. We're done with that. We have to recount. Right? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 4 times 3 is 12. Yep. Yeah, you have to recount it because we're done with this. We don't need to worry about it anymore, right? 1, 2. And then what's the next number? So in Abacus world, we only need to go as high as 9 times 9. Because after that, it gets redundant. 3 times 6 is 18. Add the 1, add the 8. What is our final number? Our final number is... I see it now. Okay, good. Simple, right? Cool. What's my final number? Yes, Cherokee Mama. Yes. The top bead, I'd be happy. So relaxing. I don't know if I was paying attention at first. Oh, yes. Thank you, Treasure. 2,438. Exactly. 2,438. Well done. Sorry. Yes, Cherokee Mama. Yes, the top bead is a blue bead, which is this is the top bead. Anything above the horizontal bar is considered 5. So this is 5. Notice that this is 3, and when we add the 5, it is 8. We have 4. When we add the 5, now we have 9, but we don't, right? This is 4. If we have 2, we add the 5, now we have 7. Does that make sense, Cherokee? So when we look, we have 1. This is what 1 looks like. 1, we add the 5, now we have 6. Every column is a placeholder. Every column is a player. Don't worry about me. I'm going to have to do elementary versions and then come back. No, we're okay. So there we are. Ones, tens, hundreds, thousands, 10,000s. I'm going to have to start from the beginning. This is so interesting. Oh, good. I'm happy. The horizontal bar is a reckoning bar. You know, somebody said it was a reckoning bar. I called it a horizontal bar. Mainstream Abacus, we called it a beam. I don't know if reckoning bar is the correct terminology for it. Yeah, you keep popping up on my FYP. That's funny. Yeah. So when we're looking, it's very simple. So we have our ones, our tens, our hundreds, our thousands, and our 10,000s. Thank you, Cherokee, for sharing my live. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. That's what 5 looks like. We have 6, 7, 8, 9. After 9 is 10. That's what 10 looks like. 10 is a 1 and a 0. This is not 10. This is 55. So if you look, this is 1, 10, 100, 1,000, 10,000. How do I know? Because this is my ones place. There's a little label. That label tells me the ones place. So we have our ones, our tens, hundreds, thousands, and 10,000s. When you look, this thousand is like a comma. So we have our comma. We have 3,456. 3,000 is our comma. There's our comma, right? We have 456. So then if I take it one more step, we can do 73,000, there's a comma, 456.25. 2 and 5. So now we have our decimals. We have our ones, tenths, and then hundredths. Make sense? We're okay? Cool. Hello. Thank you everybody for joining. Please keep your mind open for something different.
Now open your mind to me, please. Open your mind.
Thank thank you, Cherokee, for sharing my live. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Cool? Does that make sense? How are we doing? We understand? So when we're looking, right? Do we have any other questions? Oh, so if we did this one to be our ones place, not a problem. Guess what? If I choose this one to be my ones place, this one over here, then it would just be like that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then 10. So 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. But then we can actually do a bigger or a really, really small decimal. The really small decimal, if we did that, right? This is my ones. So we have our ones, our tenths. So it would be 0.00001 because this is my ones place. Oh, yeah. In 10 seconds, you've answered my question. I recently. It's simple to use and easy to understand. And so when we're looking, we just need to understand how to read the abacus. When you learn how to read the abacus, then you go into understanding how to add, subtract, multiply, and divide. And there we go. So we're just kind of going all over the place, but it is what it is. I've gone live for, woo! How are we doing? Make sense? Cherokee, did you understand all of that? You all right? How are we doing? Okay, let's see. What are we doing? Mackie? Okay, so, BJ Jackson. How are we doing? Anybody have any questions? Bueller?
Bueller.
Anyways, sorry. Thank you everybody for joining. Please keep your mind open to something different.
Now open your mind to me, please. Open your mind.
How do you do 5 times 5? You would have to memorize that. You would have to memorize 5 times 5. If you're really, really serious about it, 5 times 5 would be what? An additive. You would have to do repetitive addition. So 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5. That's what you would have to do on the abacus. So then we would have to do 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5. That's what I would do on the abacus. Does that make sense, Victor? So we have to memorize our multiplication fact. In abacus world, we only need to go 9 times 9. That is all we need to do. Because anything after that, it gets redundant. So for those of you that are interested, I do have this book available for young kids. This is a preschool book, and this preschool book is just to understand how to read the numbers. Thank you, Hannah, for sharing my live. So here is a little review. Here is a little, what am I doing? Here we go. Okay. Nope. Maybe with one more week, I should learn the basics. This was excellent. Oh yeah, not a problem. Not a problem. With one more week, I should learn the basics. Yeah. You would have to memorize the multiplication table. That would be the only thing for the abacus, is that you need to know your multiplication table. You could do the abacus way, right? If I did 2 and then add another 2, that's like 2 times 2 is 4. And if I do 3 times 2 is 6. To add another 2, I need to add the 5, take away the 3. But you have to know your formulas for that. Homeless man with an iPhone. Hello, welcome. Please keep your mind open for something different.
Now open your mind to me, please. Open your mind.
Okay, Victor, are you serious? Because you're serious, then we can keep going. But if you're not serious, and you're just a troll, I'm just going to cook you. So, yeah, because the thing is in the abacus way, we need to understand how to add and subtract, right? Okay, I will continue. So, this is the book that I have. This book was to teach the kids the relationship of the numbers. Let's do some simple adding and subtracting. And so that's what takes us over to here. In in Abacus world, what we do is we focus on the number, right? The second number. The second number is what tells us whether or not we're going to add and subtract, use a formula, right? So in mainstream is different. Mainstream, they have to tell you to memorize. They say, you got to memorize your... I need to find my paper. I don't know if I can find it. Uh-oh. It might be here. Oh, nope. Oh, I think it's over here. Nope. So in mainstream, if I can find my paper, here it is. So mainstream is kind of funny because they're like, well, you got to memorize how to make a 9. Well, why do we need to memorize how to make a 9? In Abacus world, we don't need to. Why? Because it shows us already on the abacus. So if I have 1, I need to add the 8. Guess what? 5, 6, 7, 8, just bring it together. I don't need to memorize that the 8 is there. So we could do it again with the 2. So we have the 2 on the abacus. I want to add 7. Oh, guess what? I don't need to memorize because I already can do it. 5, 6, 7. And then we could do it again with the 3. We have 3 on the abacus and then add the 6. I do not need to memorize how to make a 9. Right? But in mainstream, you have to memorize. If I have 4 on the abacus, I want to add the 5. And then what happens? I don't need to memorize. So in mainstream, there's this thing, right? Where you can do dots. You could do dots, not a problem. So here's my question. 5 plus 3. You can now supertize. Supertizing means that if you look at the number, you know what it is. That's all it is. You look at the number, you know what it is. You can do it with the tally marks. That's cool too. You can do it with the tally marks. Not a problem. But in Abacus world, what we can do is we can scale it. What does that mean? Well, if I want to do 50 times 30, I get 80. Now I can supertize that this is 80, which is different. You cannot supertize that this is 80. There's too many dots for your brain to understand. You have to group it and you have to, break it up. Because because our brain can only see groups of like anything that's more than 5, it's hard for us to understand. It's hard for us to see. But in Abacus, it's easy to see that this is 80 because we have our placeholders. We have our place values. We have our 1s, our 10s, our 100s, our 1000s, and our 10,000s. I can do it again. I could scale it up some more. I could do 500 plus 300 gives me 800. I could still supertize that this is 800. So every column is a placeholder, and because I know the beads are touching the horizontal bar, now I have 8. 80, 800. Row by 80. No, column is 80. This is my column. This is 80. 80, where's my... That's the placeholder. I have my 1s, 10s, 100s, 1000s, and then 10,000s. Pam, does that make sense? So when we're looking, that's what that would look like. We have our 1s, our 10s, our 100s, 1000s, and 10,000s. 80 looks like that because it's 8 10s. Does it work for addition? No, we can do multiplication and division on the abacus. But the first thing you need to do is understand how to read it. Thank you, N, for the follow. So when we're looking, you can do multiplying and dividing on the abacus. Because what it is you're just showing your numbers on the abacus. You still need to do the calculations in your brain. You need to memorize your multiplication fact. Okay, we're going to continue on. So when we're looking, we want to add the 1, right? Or take away the 1. If I have 4 on the abacus, I want to take away 1. Take away 1 just means I'm taking away from the horizontal bar. This is why teachers can only teach small classes. Someone is always going to hold up the class. Yeah, John. Sure. Or if you want advanced classes, you can pay for that. It's up to you. So we have our 5, right? And I have 8. We want to take away 1. It doesn't matter which number we're taking away. We can either take away this number, we can take away this 1, or this one. It all just depends on where the what we're trying to do. That be me. My brain is cooked right now. Oh, it's fine. Hello, Heather. Thank you so much for the tiny diny. So, but don't forget, it's also very late. Okay, so when we're looking, we have 4 on the abacus. I want to take away 1. I could take away 1. If I had 3 on the abacus and I want to take away 1, that would be there, right? So what we're doing is we're understanding that the bottom beads is just a value of 1. That's it. It's 11:30 for me. Yes, it's late. It's late. It's late and we're doing something different. It's late and you're learning something in the middle of the night. You know what I mean? So you kind of have to give it some grace. Oh, thank you so much for the donut. What are the times you go live? I go live usually at 8 or 9 Pacific Standard Time, and then I try to do a pop-up like in the mornings. Yeah. I try to do pop-ups in the mornings. I'm not sure where it depends on what my schedule is. But usually I try to go on Pacific Standard Time, 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock. I think today I came on at 9:30 because I was doing my books. I was trying to create more books. These are all my books. So these books are all Abacus focused and they're all math based. We do adding, subtracting, multiplying, and dividing. I've always wanted to learn how to use these. Oh yeah, here we go. So thank you for letting me know. So you were not here before, Heather? This is 1, this is 2, 3, 4, and then 5. The top beat is a value of 5. We have 6, 7, 8, and then 9. After 9, we have 10. I'm going to use Navius. Oh, hello, Romeo. So if you notice, we have our 1s, our 10s, our 100s, our 1000s, and our 10,000s. I would come into it when you're in the middle. That's what I thought. That's what I thought. I've seen you. So where is the gaps? Let me try to fill some gaps for you. You know how to read the abacus, yeah? I'm in the middle of this one. Thank you for the follow, Romeo. This is not really middle. This is like the beginning. The beginning is how to read the abacus. That's all we're doing. The middle is when we start going into like other questions. So if you notice, we have our 1s place. This is the 1s place. A little bit. Okay. So this is the 1s place. Let's do a little review. We have our 1s. This is the 10s. Just like our place value. We have our 1s, 10s, 100s, 1000s, 10,000s. Our decimal sits between our 1s and our 10ths, and then the 100s. That's it. So then we go back to the paper. What is my paper? Oh, okay. Here we go. Here's another one. So we have like Roman numerals. Oh, I should make it smaller. Okay. So our Roman numeral. We have 1, 2, 3, right? 4, easy. But in Roman numerals, we got to do -5, right? 1 minus 5. But then if you look, we have 5. 5 is always going to be the top. 5 is always the top beat. When we do 5, it looks very similar to the Roman numeral 5. So then after 5, we have 6. That's what 6 looks like. And then we have 7. Thank you, Cherry. Thank you, Cherry, for the gift. Thank you so much. So we have 7, 5, 6, and then 7. Look, 5 and 2. 5 and 2. Looks very familiar. And then we have 8, 5, and 8. 5 and 8. And then we have 9. 5 plus 4 is 9. Does that make sense, Heather? Which is not the same as a Roman numeral. I gotta find my papers. Ah, excuse me. Okay, good. Okay, good. Oh, that's what I gotta do. Maybe I should add this here. So. Trying to find my other paper. Here it is. So we're back to here. You'll notice when I do 3,456. 3 is my comma. This is my 3,000. Hello, TikTok T. Welcome. Hello. How's it going? So we have 3,000. That's my next marker. I have 4, 5, and then 6. I can add it one more time. I could do 73,456. And then I have 21. I'm sad. School's starting. Can't stay. Oh, that's okay. You should go to school. Be rested. Be rested to go to school. And I appreciate you dropping by. Thank you so much. So, would X be 2? The top beads touching the line, touching the one past the dot. I'm sorry. Would X be 2 of the top beads touching the line, touching the dot, or one passing the dot? This dot is just a is a marker. This is the ones. This is the thousands, just like the comma. So we have a comma. And then if we talked about hundreds and then millions. Does that make sense? Try your best. So if I have this would be 8,000. This would be 78,456. So would X be 2 of the top beads? If I did 2 of the top beads, that would be 55. 10 would be this. 10 is a 1 and a 0. I see. No, this is 55. This is 10. We have 1, we have 10, 100, 1,000, 10,000. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I got confused. I'm like, X. Yeah, so 10 would be exactly like 1 and a 0, right? I'm just using this as an example of the 5. So the only thing that's common here is the 5 and the 3, right? 5, 6, 5, 6, 7, 5, 6, 7, 8. But then we do 9 is 4 plus 5, not 9. Yeah, so 10 is exactly how we write 10. 1, 0. Yeah. So then we do 11, 12, 13, 14, and then 15. After 15 is 16, 17, 18, 19, and then 20. Now we can count by 20. We can count by tens. Tens is 10, 20, 30... I don't know where my 30 is. There we go. Right? 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, and then 100. Yeah. We're not combining the beads together. This is not 8. This is 44. Cool. It's so easy. You make me feel like I'm in 2020, leaning on video, learning on video. I don't understand what that means. So, okay, right? So when we're looking, this is not 8, this is 44. So every column, every place value goes only up to 9. So this is 9, this is 9, 9, 9, 9. So we have 99,999. It is exactly like our decimal system. That's what it is. It's exactly like our decimal system, because our decimal system is 10 digits. 0 is the first digit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We reset, right? 0, and then this changes to 1. He's talking about we used to have. Oh, I see. Thank you. Okay. There's like some random comments. I'm like, I have no clue what they're talking about. Thank you. I appreciate that. I think he means during COVID when we were kids to be in school. Ah. So 8 would be the blue, the green, the yellow, and the orange. Yeah. Yes. But if you look at it, it'd be 5 plus 3. That's what that would look like. So when we're seeing it, we would have 5 plus 2 is 7. 5 plus 1 is 6. 5 plus 4 is 9. So don't pay attention to the colors, because the colors is just to be pretty. The colors is just there to it's just decorative, and it's easier on the eyes. It's harder to see on the single color through the video, and especially if this is the first time you're here. I was talking about COVID era. We took classes on the computer. Yeah, no, I needed help. I needed help to understand that. But thank you, Marlon. Colors are what? Okay, so does that make sense? Try your best. So when we're looking, right? Yeah, only use the colors to make sure you knew. Oh yeah, okay, good. Okay, good. Yeah, yeah. So exactly that's what 8 would look like. Yeah. Okay, good. Yeah, because some people are like, well, I'm colorblind and I can't understand. It's like, you don't need to understand, because the colors don't matter. But yes. So then if I want, here's a thing though. If I have 9, right, and I want to take away 8, I take away the 5 and I take away these 3. Do you see that? So then my final answer is 1. So it depends on the actual numbers you're trying to take away. So if I had 9 and I take away 7, I'm taking away these 2. I'm taking away these 3 beads. Does that make sense? So you have to be careful. You have to be careful with the colors. It's actually just the values. Yep. Cool. Yeah. Okay. Good. Yeah. See, that's the interesting thing too, right? The interesting thing is you could start seeing the number patterns. You add the 7, you take away the 7. You add the 6, you take away the 6, which is crazy. But it's interesting because you could see the number patterns, whereas in mainstream you don't see number patterns. You just see a bunch of symbols. Those symbols doesn't make sense to me. But if you take it on the abacus, you can see what you're trying to do. So if I see this is 8, I know that this is 6, I know this is 7, I know this is 9, and then we have 2, right? What would 200,000 look like for a sudden question? Well, there's an issue. This abacus only goes up to 10,000. So on this abacus, which is a 7-column abacus, I cannot show you. However, because size matters, I need to go to my 13-column abacus. This is my 13-column abacus, and 2,000 would look like 200,000 would look like that. How do I know? Because I say that this is my ones, tens, hundreds, thousands, 10,000s, 100,000s. So 200,000 would look like this. 2000000. This is my ones place. We have to make sure we know where our ones place is. You could guesstimate, but I might have chose this one to be my ones place. Then this would be 200 million. But what if I choose this one to be my ones place? Then this would be 300 billion. So it all depends on where your marker is. Our marker is what tells us whether or not where our ones place is. This could be 200 if I choose this to be my ones place. And now you see the number pattern, right? Hundreds, 200,000, 200 million, 200 billion. So, panda wink art. I hope that made sense. But thank you for the question. Okay, how are we doing? I mean, understanding how to read the abacus is the key. Once you understand how to read the abacus, then we can do more. Yes, thank you. Okay, good. Yeah, if you're looking for more numbers, you would have to get a bigger abacus because size matters. Size matters because every column is a digit. Every column is a place value. So this one specifically, the limitation is it can only go so far. Okay, so we talked about that. We talked about adding and subtracting. Roman numerals. I guess I could do that. I gotta rewrite it. I gotta write Roman numerals here. So we have our Roman numerals. Okay. Okay, so we can talk about how to add a 5. This is a very simple concept. But it's also a different kind of concept because in Abacus world, it's different than the mainstream world. Mainstream focuses on the result, but in Abacus, what we do is we focus on the process. So, for those of you that just came by, I'm 45. I've always wanted to understand the Abacus. You may explain it so easy. Oh yeah, not a problem. Not a problem. Thank you. Thank you for so much for being patient and asking questions. Because if you don't ask the questions, I don't know where you're at, right? And so thank you for everybody joining. Please keep your mind open for something different.
Now open your mind to me, please. Open your mind.
This one is... So what we're doing now is we're starting to understand the concepts of Abacus. One of the concepts of Abacus is understanding that how to make a 5. How to make a 5 is a fact family. This is there's only two fact families that we need to memorize. One fact family is how to make a 5. The other fact family you need to memorize is how to make a 10. Once you understand how to make a 10 and how to make a 5, you can do adding, subtracting, doesn't matter. The sky's the limit. But the first thing we're going to do, again, is we're going to understand a simple question. Because the simpler the question, the easier it is to understand the concept. I'm showing you how to do the concept. I know everybody understands what 4 plus 4 is. We understand what 4 plus 4 is because we've memorized it, we've learned it, whatever. We did counting up. But in Abacus world, we don't count up. So in mainstream, what does that mean, you counting up? Counting up means that if I have 4 and then I add another 4 and then I combine it, you got to count up. You count from 4 and then you count up to 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm sorry. 5, 6, 7, 8. But in Abacus world, we don't do that. In Abacus world, we understand a concept. The concept is how to make a 5. We know to make a 5, if I have 5 like this, right? I know that if I have 4, I have 1, right? If I have 2, these are still 5. This is the concept. The concept is 4. So if I have 4 on the abacus, like this. 4 on the abacus. 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 4 on the abacus. I'm going to add another 4. To add another 4, right? We're not going to memorize what 4 plus 4 is. What we're going to do is we're going to understand the concept. The concept is when I add the 4, I need to somehow do something with this 1. Well, just like this package, if I have 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, this is the 4. Inside my package, I have 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. But I need to remove this 1 cube. To remove this 1 cube, I can't take it away from my package. I cannot take it away from this set. I have to take it away from the loose beads. Just like this. This is my 5. Inside is my 4 right here. But they can't break it apart. Just like a nickel. You cannot break apart a nickel. Right? To break apart a nickel is very difficult. It's the same concept. You cannot break apart. So I need to get change back. To get the change back, I need to remove it away from the 4 like this, minus the 1. So I have, and I give you my 5. So what do? I did an exchange, right? So I give you my 5, but I have to take away the 1. I could do it on the abacus. Add the 5, take away the 1. So my final answer is 8. 5, 6, 7, 8. So what do? We kind of had to subtract in order to add.
If you're going hard enough left, you'll find yourself turning right.
Oh, right. That makes perfect sense. Turn right to go left.
Thank you for checking in. Try your best. Do you see the difference? So it's just like, if we did it with the abacus with the pennies, right? If I have 4 on the abacus, right? 4 pennies on the abacus, and I do what? I give you my 5 because I need to add 4, but that's too much. I have to take away 5. And then my final answer is 8. 5, 6, 7, 8. 8, right?
This is the way.
This is the way. This is the way.
We can do it again with the 3. If I have 3 on the abacus, 1, 2, 3, and I want to add the 4, again, what we're doing is we're looking at our second number. The second number is what dictates whether or not we use this formula. So if I have 3 on the abacus, I need to add the 4. I give you my 5, and then I have to take away the 1. So my final answer is 7. 5, 6, 7. We can add the 5 and then take away the 1. So then this is the concept, even though it's very simple, this is the concept that changes your way of thinking when we want to add a 4.
Oh, I love it. Great stuff.
Okay? So we could do it again. And what we do here is we practice how to take away the 4 in this different scenarios. So I have 2 on the abacus. Why am I going to add the 4? I don't have any more beads. That is why I need to utilize the 5. So when I utilize the 5, that's too much. I have to take away the 1. I give you my 5 and I have to take away the 1. So my final answer is 6. Right? So what we're doing is we're understanding the concept, and we could do it again up here. So I have 1 on the abacus, 1 on the abacus. And then what do? I need to add 4. Can't add 4. Need to use the 5. Take away the 5 plus the 1. Add the 5 minus the 1. So my final answer is 5. And that's it. So what we're doing is we're understanding the concept. The concept is, how do you add a 4 in abacus? This is where you need to know your fact family. And this is a whole set. You have a 3, there's a 2, and there's a 1. And we can keep going. So our next one is a 3. Well, let's see this. 1 plus 3. Can we do it? Yeah, we can do it, right? So numbers pull towards the line. Yes. So if I want to count the numbers, you go to this line. So this is 4. So if I want to add the 5, you go to the line to add the 5, but you have to take away the 1. Taking away the 1, you go away from the line. Does that make sense, Cherokee? So now I have 8. That's what we did. So here's my next one. If I have 1 on the abacus, it is touching the line, right? I want to add 3. 1, 2, 3. Can I do it? Can I add the 3?
Yes, we can.
All we have to do is just add the 3. 1, 2, 3. It goes to the line. Now it's counted. So this becomes 4. But now if I did this, right, 3 plus 3. I have 3 on the abacus. I don't have enough. I have 3 pennies. 1, 2, 3. I want to add another 3. To add a 3, I have this concept. To plus the 3, I have to do something with this 2. If I give you my 5, that's too much. I have to take away 2. So I take away the 2. I add the 5. I add the 5. I add the 5 to the line. And I have to take away the 2. Does that make sense, Cherokee? What are you teaching? I am teaching math with an abacus. I am teaching basic math. I'm teaching arithmetic. Oh, that might be too big. It might be too big of a word. I'm teaching adding, subtracting, multiplying, and dividing with the abacus. That's what I'm doing. Yeah. So thank you, Cherokee. Yeah. So it makes sense when you go to. So this line is what tracks the numbers. Thank you so much for checking in. Thank you so much for checking in. Right? And they come with stickers. You can have stickers. I have stickers. I have abacus stickers. This is my abacus stickers. Interesting. Oh, okay, you're not a troll. Okay, good. I never learned. I was afraid you were a troll, Anderson. So that's what it is. When we're going to it, right? What we need to do is understand concepts. So here's the same concept. We want to add the 3. So if I understand correctly, that abacus highest number that's incorrect. That is incorrect. The highest number for this abacus would be 99,000. I'm going to write it out. Hold, please. Because you have to account for the decimals. So it's 99,999.99. That's what it would be. So 99,999.99. Yep. Oh, Anderson. No, because like some of the questions, like some trolls, like just kind of just yeah. Anyways, no, it's not 99,000. 99,999.99 would be the highest number on this. It's actually not as difficult as I thought it'd be. Yeah, it's not difficult. It's simple to use. Simple to use. Simple to use. Easy to understand. Easy to use, simple to understand. I don't know. What I forget. I'm getting this late. I forgot the decimal. Right. I've never seen anyone. I made a mistake. Why is it 99,999? What? No. I didn't. Yeah. So I've seen 35 things. 35 is 3 and the 5. This is a 30 and then that's a 5. Why is it 99,900.99? Because this is my ones place, right? There's my ones. So this ones tells me that this is my ones. Just like that. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. This is the value of 5. We have 6, 7, 8, 9, right? Just like a Roman numerals. Right? We have 1, we have 1, we have 2, we have 3. 4 is just minus, right? But we can just add another 4. 5 is a top beat like that. That's 5. See that? 6, that's 6. 7, that's 7. 8, that's 8. 9 is like that. That's 9. That's what you get 9. Then 10 is that. That's what 10 looks like. 10 is a 1 and a 0. 1 and a 0. And then 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. And it's the same thing over and over again. So that's how you get 99. That's how you get 99. That's a 99,999.99. Okay, wait. Above the line is worth 5. Yes, above the line is worth 5. Pull the beads together to count them. Yes. When the beads are touching this line right here, they're counted. Yes, exactly. Thank you, Cherokee Mom. Yes, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Right? So when we're looking, now I'm confused on 10. 10, 0. Just like how you write it. 0, 1. That's all we're doing. That's what 0, 1 is. Every abacus has a point to determine the ones place? Yes. Yes. 1. This is my marker. You could choose this one to be your 1, right? Then it'd be 1, tens. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There we go. Oh, it's 64. 64. 60. 5, 6 in the tens place. 6 tens. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Good. I'm happy you guys are asking questions. Make sense? Yeah, because it's always easy to understand if I can answer your questions. Yeah, not a problem. No, not a problem. Thank you for asking the questions. Because I don't know where you guys are. Because people come in and out of my room. So I might be on one topic and I'm not on another topic. Once you explain each row, Ones, tens makes so much sense. Yes, good. Not row though. It's a column, right? These are columns. Rows go like this. Rows go across. So it's actually a column. Every column is a place value. Every column is a place value. So we have our ones, our tens, our hundreds, our thousands, and our 10,000s. Good, good. Thank you, everybody. Thank you so much for keeping your mind open. Keeping your mind open for something different.
Now open your mind to me, please. Open your mind.
I really thought I was going to have to start with YouTube. Oh, really? Oh, okay. Yeah, you can try, but I noticed that people who are on YouTube don't explain it. I don't know. They don't explain it the way I explain it. That's why I'm here. I do have it. You can try. But also I have a bunch of posts in my TikTok. In my TikTok, if you look at all my posts, I count all the time. I know how to count really well from 0 to 9. I know how to count really well from 0 to 9. But that's all we're doing. I'm here to teach the Matrix what an abacus is. Welcome, everybody.
Welcome to the real world.
Thank you, Excellence, for the lightning bolt. Thank you so much. I didn't see that. Interactive helps. It does. I didn't know you could make I didn't know you could make 85,000. 85,000. That's it. Why is that thousands? Because this is my ones place. So it's 88,5,000. That's it. So are the bigger abacus makes easier for bigger numbers? Well, yeah. If I had a bigger abacus because size matters, now I can do millions, right? I could do ones, thousands, millions, right? I can't do millions on the 7 column because I only have 7 digits. I only have 5 really. And then there's these 2 that are decimals. So I can't do millions with 5 digits. I have to do millions with 6 digits. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, 7 digits, right? I thought I'd be counting to 45. I'm sorry. I thought you could count to 45. That's amazing. Wait! The blue ones, if they're on wall, make them automatic. Yes. Every time... I would say when the beads are not touching this line, it is not counted. None of these beads are counted, so this is what makes it reset to 0. Does that make sense? Omar time? I feel like she will blow our minds by jumping to multiplication somehow. Is there only 2 columns past the decimal and the bigger? No. There's more. It all depends on where you're trying to do, right? So if I have this one in my middle, this is my middle, this is my ones, then I have my tenths, hundreds, thousands, 10,000s, 100,000s, millions, right? If I choose this one to be my ones, then I have all of this to be my decimals. If I choose this one to be my ones, then all of this would be my decimals. So it all depends on how big or small you want your number to be. Yeah. Could you please show us addition and subtraction works? Yes, Carl. You could put the decimal, not the decimal, ones place. Don't mistaken this to be a decimal. This is a ones place. You can put the ones anywhere you want, but these are the ones place. The decimal sits but after the ones because the decimal does not have a place value, right? So be careful. I try to be very careful with the words, right? So it's not the decimal, it's the ones place. Yeah. Because words are very specific. Yes. So that's why this would be thousands, right? And every grouping is grouped by periods. So if I choose this one to be my ones place, I have thousands, then I have millions, and then I have billions, and then I have trillions. So it all depends on how we read the abacus and how big or small you want your number to be. Great. Oh, I wish, I wish, I wish. Yeah, great. Thank you, everybody, for keeping your mind open for something different.
Now open your mind to me, please. Open your mind.
Yeah, I mean, it takes the fact that you really understand how to read the abacus makes it so much easier when we start going into concepts, because the concepts is what is also very different. What's the abacus usually used for? Usually it's to teach children and have a really strong foundation of adding, subtracting, multiplying, and dividing. That's what it's really for. And see, remember in all the videos, you see the kids do this? They're doing it through the abacus way. So the end goal, if you choose to, is mental math, but only adding, subtracting, multiplying, and dividing. You can't do anything else with it. You can't do algebra. You can't do geometry, trigonometry. You cannot do pre-calc, and you cannot do calculus, right? It's only for adding, subtracting, multiplying, and dividing, right? And that's where all those kids are doing this. And so you could do the end goal of doing mental math. I'd never pushed it. I've been teaching for 20 years, and my goal was just to make math fun and just make math comfortable for people to learn. And so then it would leave room, because I feel that abacus is the gateway to complex math. Abacus, because it simplifies everything, makes it into manageable chunks, that when you get into more complex math, you will have that space in your brain to understand other things. You're not cluttered with different strategies on how to add and subtract. 5.55 would be the last two. Yes, I guess it could work if I didn't have a pencil. Yeah? So 555. Yeah, 5.55 would be it. Yes. Yep. It would work if you didn't have a pencil. It would still work if you didn't have the abacus at all, because it's the method of the abacus which is different. Could you add 0.5 to another and I'm sorry. Can you add 0.5 and then another 0.5 would just be 1. And then keep counting by tens, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. Can you add and keep going to 10? So we need to have the 5 plus another 5 is what? Plus the 5 is plus the 10 minus the 5. That's a formula you need to know, because that is a fact family of the 10. And then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. I think that's what you meant, Mr. Jack. Right. Ah, great. So we were in the middle of this one. Did this make sense? What we want to do is we want to look at our second number. And when we look at our second number, we're trying to add the 3. That's what we're trying to do. We can do multiplication. We can do multiplication because now you guys know how to read the abacus. Okay, we can do multiplication. I need to find it. Okay. So in multiplication, I need to find, here it is. Okay. Multiplication in abacus world is we do distributive property. This is going to be simple, easy. Simple, simple, easy. Easy, 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 right? But I'm trying to, again, show you the concept. I do have books available in my TikTok shop, but I also have available over here. My name is Lynette, and I've been teaching. Hello, Shane! Hello, Shane! I've been teaching abacus for about 20 years now, going on 21. something like that. Anyways, I've been teaching for a long time, and I've been teaching Abacus for a long time. I actually have students that has come onto my live that's been part of my learning center. Okay, so distributive property. Distributive property means that we're going to take each number and we're going to multiply it. So the first thing we're going to do is we need to understand where our point is. We're going to do 1, 2, 3. So we know we're not going to start from the ones place. We're going to start from the hundreds. Why? Because we know that our number is going to be somewhere in the hundreds place. So we have our number and we're going to do 9 times 5. 9 times 5 is 40. Add the 5. Now, if you notice, I do not say 9 times 50. And I do not say 450. That's too big. It's too big. It's too big for my brain. So what we're doing is we're going to do 9 times 9 times 5. And I see that I have 45. Thank you, Omartine. Right? Omartine. Then what do? We do 9 times 2. 9 times 2 is 18. Add the 1, add the 8. So my final answer is 468. That's all we're doing. We could do it again. Let's do this one. Yeah. So we do distributive property. 3, 8, 2. 1, 2, 3. 3 digits. 1, 2, 3. Okay? When we look at it, we do 2 times 3. 2 times 3 is 6. 6 is a single digit. We need to make it a double digit. I realize we know first digit of the answers of it, but what was the method? What was the method? What method? The method is to find out our place value. Of the last question. Oh! This one? This one is, we were trying to add the 3. When we add the 3 on the abacus, we don't have any more beads to add the 3. When we don't have enough beads to add the 3, we need to utilize the 5. Utilizing the 5, we have too much. No. 50 times 9. Oh, 52. Distributive property. Yes, Mr. Jack. It is distributive property. It's still the same. 1, 2, 3. 9 times 5. 9 times 5 is 45. Why don't they teach this in school? That's the hope. The hope is trying to get into schools. That's what I'm trying to do. I just got to figure out how to get there. I got to figure out how to continue how to make abacus more mainstream. So 50 times 9 is not, we don't need to do 50 times 9. We just need to do 5 times 9. 5 times 9 is 45. Does that make sense, Cherokee? So when we're looking, our next number is 9 times 2. 9 times 2 is 18. Add the 1, add the 8. Yes, because if you look, we don't, okay, 52 times that by 9. If you break this up, this is 50 plus 2 is equal to 52, right? So when we're looking at it, 9 times 50. So it's actually 50 times 9 is 450. Yeah, no, I understand. So when you're looking, I don't have to pay attention to the place. I don't have to pay attention to the 450. I just have to pay attention to 4 times 5. I'm sorry, 9 times 5 is equal to 45, right? Because this is our multiplication table. Hello, Lindsay. That's funny. And you spell it my way. Does that make sense, Cherokee? So yes. Wait. I work on that part later. Hello, Jose. Yes, yes. So, but it says 450, right? So if we look, 1, 2, 3, right? 1, 2, 3, and then we do 9 times 5. 9 times 5 is equal to 45. I just need to put 45 on the abacus. We don't need to worry about this part here. Does that make sense? Because now, this is not what the question is. The question is very easy to digest. We just need to work with our two numbers. If I did 50 times 9, this gets a little big. You could pay attention to it. It is up to you. We're finally doing multiplication. You know, you could pay attention to it, or you can just pay attention to the product. Does that make sense, Cherokee? And then we do the next one, which is 9 times 2. 9 times 2 is 18. Because I did 45 here, I can do 40. I can do 18. Add the 1, add the 8. It's just like what? Wait, hold on. Let me think about it. So just like mainstream math, we do this, right? And then times that. So what do? We do 18 here, and what happens here? Remember, you bring down the 0, and you do 450. Does that make sense? Yeah. So this is mainstream math. And we bring down the 0, right? Why? Because we do 50, and then we do 0. Right. We know the size of the number, but it's a 0 until the second digit of the calculator. Yes, exactly. It is a 0 until you get to where that is. And only work the numbers until you get there. Yeah. That's easy. I know, right, Shane? Hello. It's the same but opposite. It is the same, but it is opposite. Yes. But we're doing it on the abacus. So when we're doing it on the abacus, we do 450 and then add the 18. You could do it the other way. You can add the 18, right? And then add the 450. Yeah. It makes absolute sense. It's so easy. Yeah. And it's interesting because if you go from left to right, it's a lot easier than going from right to left. I don't know why mainstream started going from right to left. But even when you do other than abacus, let's say you do algebra always reads from left to right. Rarely do you go right to left. Rarely, I mean, I think that's how it goes, right? Even in calculus, you go from left to right. It's absolutely easier from left to right. And as you demonstrated it, yeah. I've never do the math like that. Yeah. No, this is. I think it's because we read books. We don't read books from right to left. We read books from left to right. We read books from left to right. Left to right. I meant the other way. Why are the blue parts and the separate? Because the blue parts is a value of 5. That's why. This is the value of 5. So if we look at it, this is 5. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we have 5. 5, 6. 1 plus 5 is 6. 2 plus 5 is 7. 3, 1, 2, 3 plus the 5 is 8. 4 plus the 5 is 9. While I raised my who math teacher before he became blind. That's very interesting. The abacus, there's a blind version of an abacus. He's always quizzing me. How long has the abacus been in use? Before Christ. Mesopotamia, before Christ, like 500 BC. Yeah, you're welcome. Yeah. And so the method of this Japanese way has been around since the 1600s. So what happened is the Chinese had it and made it. The Chinese abacus came around before the Japanese abacus. Japanese came in, invaded China, see that there was this thing, and they said, we're going to make it more efficient. So they took it and made it more efficient. So now that you get to this. But this in itself has been around. The way we do abacus on the soroban has been around since the 1600s. Because when the Chinese were doing it on this one, they were actually counting up. And they didn't do formulas, which is very interesting. So they made it more efficient and more conceptualized, which is very interesting because then adding it to this way, you can strengthen your critical and analytical thinking, which is crazy. But that's what it is because you need to understand what the beads are telling you, and you need to understand and start critically think, if I can't do it this way, can I do it another way? And that's like further on into the abacus. Very long time ago. Yes. It was so cool. We learned the whole value of the inspection. Wait! Oh, okay. So the Chinese abacus is very similar. We have 2 beads on top. This is a value of 5. This is a value. Each bead is a value of 5, just like the Japanese abacus. This is 5. This is 5. This is 5. We can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we have 6. I'm sorry. Because we have 5, we can trade that in to be 5. This is now 5. So we have 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Because this is 5, we're going to trade that into the top bead. But now we have 10 here. We're going to trade this in to a 10. So we have 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Again, trade this into this. So on the soroban is a little different. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. That's what 5 looks like. We have 6, 7, 8, 9, and then 10. It's a little bit more efficient. Hello, Foxy. Yay, I made it. Hello, Foxy. I am very thankful for you. Oh, yeah, not a problem. Dyro. Best stream. Thank you, me. Thank you. It looks like she wrote the workbooks in her shop. Yes, I do have my workbooks. These are all my workbooks. And I try to explain as much as I can. And I also do provide online videos, but that's a separate service. I do provide also private tutoring if you're looking for that as well. But these are my books, and right now I'm on 15. I'm working on 15. But I have other books. So if you're interested, if you have young children, I do have books for young children, and I'm going to actually grow that a little bit more because I want to get the kids young. And then after this was supposed to be plus the 5, and then after you add the 5, you need to know how to minus the 5. After you minus the 5, you need to know how to add the 10. After you add the 10, you need to know how to minus the 10. And then after that, that's the next book what I'm working on. I'm working on the next book, which is mixed stuff. And then after that is a bunch of other stuff. But I have other books. So I have this book, which is for adults. This one is a summary for everything. And it goes all the way to adding, subtracting, multiplying, and plus the 5, minus 5, plus the 10, minus the 10, and then mixed formula is all in this book here. But it's a little bit fast for the young ones, so I wouldn't recommend this one unless the young one is pretty smart and quick to understand. You could use it like an 8-year-old, and if they're really quick, it would make sense. But I broke it up into these ones. So the way I broke this one up, and I have activities inside it. These are all my activities. So there's color by number, you answer the questions, and so forth. There's explanations on how to read the abacus and how to use the formulas. Once you do that, then I have practice. So I have a bunch of practice, and then it's a combination, but the questions are very specific. I also have word problems as well. And then if we're looking, if just in case you don't understand what I was trying to say, I do have the answers in the back of the book. Yep, there we go. So I was trying to make Abacus interesting. I was trying to make Abacus, thank you. Oh yeah, thank you. I'm sorry. Hello, Mr. Lee. Hello. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. Books in the workshop. Okay, I'm introducing math to my youngest at home. Perfect timing. Okay, great. And then after that, you solve what happened before the Big Bang. I'm sorry. Very cool. Thank you so much. I hope to see your live show. Okay, good. I mean, yeah, kinda, right? Oh, And then you'll solve the. Okay, so I think we're done. Okay, so Cherokee, how old is your child? It just all depends. But I do have like a whole set. Yeah. It all just depends. But the idea was, I was thinking, so my thinking was when I first started this journey to introduce Abacus to the Matrix, was I was going to start the kids young. But then then there was more people that was really interested, and not only, people that have children, people who did not have children. That is why I created that one book for adults. And so that's why this owl is old, because I started off with the young ones, and then I need to differentiate between the old ones. So this one is a basic math abacus for adults, and it goes into and it still has activities as well. And the idea to do with the activities is to also be entertained and not as so monotonous. But I do an explanation on how to do adding of the 5, minusing the 5, adding the 10, take away the 10, and then I call it 2-step equation, or else you could call it mixed formula if you're thinking about Abacus world. Okay, so just beginning homeschool, first year, literally basic math subtraction for now. Okay, so then I would suggest, well, depending on how old your child is, I would suggest doing a one of the mazes. So we have the 2-digit maze book, we have a 3-digit maze book. So this is when they start talking about the place values, and we have where you would just talk about the different numbers. Right? And so you get the number and you have to figure out what number this is, and then you have to find the path. I give you a mask maze to cover up the maze so you don't see the answers. That's what this is. But I noticed that the paper is a little thin, so that's why I give you the opportunity to download a mask maze, so you could put it on a thicker piece of paper, and so you can hide it like this. So you would hide the answers to that. Does the book come with an abacus book? Yes, there is an option to purchase the abacus with the book. There's options. There's one without, and then there's one with. So, thank you everybody for joining. I just have all these papers. I have a lot of papers. I have a lot of papers and I have a lot of books. Yeah. So in the beginning ones, I didn't do it for all of the books because, no, I didn't do it for all of the books because you only really need the abacus in the beginning. So if you're looking at the mazes, you have the option to get abacus with the mazes. If you get the abacus with the adult one, you have an option to there's an option to order the abacus with that. Does that make sense? Hello, Amy. So some people have already have an abacus, so there's the option to not buy the abacus. Right? So I have some people that already have an abacus, so they don't need to purchase the abacus. So it comes with the either the colorful abacus, or you can come with a 13 column abacus. Yeah, thank you, Mr. Jack. And so that's the thing. And then the mazes will also have an abacus, and then because that would be the beginning part, but you would also have the opportunity not to have it depending on when you started. And then the preschool one will have an abacus, but then I think everything else will not. I do have packages of those bundles, but I don't have those ready. And what else? I think that's about it. Yeah. What else? What else? The 5 does not have an abacus just because that's like the second level, and so I didn't see a point of adding that. Okay, so that's it. Yeah, that's thank you for the question. I hope that made sense. Alrighty. Oh, am I okay? There we go. So, yeah, these are all the books that I've created. These are all my books. And I was trying to make it entertaining as well as fun, because I didn't want the kids to be bored. So this one is there's 3 sets of mazes. There's a 2-digit maze, a 3-digit maze, and a 4-digit maze. Yeah. Cool. The abacus acts as both a calculator and a notepad all in one. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so those are my books. Those are my books. Thank you, everybody, for joining. Thank you so much for the questions. I do appreciate the discussion. The owl got old and smart. The owl is already smart. It just happened to get old as well. And so that was the other thing, is like people might be asking, well, what's the point? Well, if you want to keep your brain active, you could start using the abacus, because an abacus is like keeping your mind active, like using working with Sudoku, crossword puzzles, and word searches. And so we had yeah. Okay. So, how are we doing? Did the multiplication make sense? Oh, thank you, Shane. It is, yes. I'm so happy you were able to join. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. What do we have? Oh, yeah. I have. Oh, thank you, Anne. Thank you, Anne, for the heart me. Okay. So we talked about. So that's the basics, right? Understanding how to read the abacus. And we get the Roman numerals. I think that's a good one. And then what else? Oh, yeah. Okay. Other than that, I think that's about it. How are we doing? We're all right? I think I'm going to head out. It's been a little bit. And then I got to start up again tomorrow morning. Yeah? So, thank you everybody for joining. Thank you everybody for joining. I hope to see you guys all in my next live. I can't believe there's 120 people. Why? Because, why what? Why do I'm leaving? I'm leaving because I'm tired. I've been on for like almost 3 hours. Why the abacus? So you can visualize your numbers. That's why. You want to visualize your numbers. Then you'll know what to do. Yeah. And I believe it provides a strong sense of numbers, right? And number flexibility. But I'm not sure if that was a question for, I don't know what the question was for. Thank you, Memo Lux, for joining. Excuse me. All right. So, for those of you that just joined, let's do a little review on how to read the abacus. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Just like Roman numerals. So we have 1. If you remember your Roman numerals, We have 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 is just -4. But then we go 5. 5 looks like that. That's what 5 looks like. 5 is always going to be the top bead. The top bead will be 5. And then we add 1. That's now 6. And then 7. 5, 6, 7. And then 8. 5, 6, 7, 8. And then 9. Why do I start in the middle? I start in the middle because I have a label. This label is my ones place. My ones place, there's my label. So we have our ones, our tens, our hundreds, our thousands, and our 10,000s. Does that make sense, Dark Brandon? Sauce.
Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth?
Do you understand the words that are coming out from my mouth?
Right? And so that's what I'm going to do. Every time people say 6, 7, I'm just going to do that. Those are for my trolls. Me, you're so funny. Yes, thank you, Sauce.
Bueller. 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 Bueller.
All right. So, but that's why we do in the middle. And then if you notice that if I have the middle, this will be my second label. This label is also telling me my comma. So I have my ones and my thousands. So then I have my thousands. This tells me, and it's easier to see. So my ones and my thousands. We have our 1, 10, hundreds, thousands, and then we have 10,000. So right, we have 10 and then 0, 0, 0. That's what a 10,000 looks like. That's it. So this is, if you notice, this will be 9. This is 90,000. 99,000. 99,999.99. That's what that would look like. Okay? All right. Sauce. Thank you for the follow, Sauce. I'm happy you have a sense of humor. But yeah, I mean, that's what it is. And so when we read the Abacus, that's what we're doing. But that's about it. That's about it. Okay, thank you guys for joining. Thank you so much for liking the live. I am going to head out, though. Excuse me. So, yeah. We did do a little bit of, you can do adding, subtracting, multiplying, and divide. Thank you, Sauce. Bye-bye, Sauce. Maybe I'll see you in my next live, and we can talk about how to add and subtract. Yeah. Okay. So, thank you, everybody, for joining. Thank you so much for joining. If you're looking for Abacus, I do have available in my TikTok shop. I do also have workbooks that works on the Abacus to make your... Can we add and subtract 6, 7? I don't know what that means. Are you adding and subtracting 6, 7? I don't know what that means. Yes, we can add and we can subtract, we can multiply, and we can divide. But the first thing you need to do is understand how to read the Abacus. And I'm going to head out. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Now, I got to watch Rush Hour tonight.
Oh, I love it. Great stuff.
You know where that one came from. It's the same one as this one.
Come on, do it. Do it.
I've watched Total Recall the other.
Now open your mind, please. Open your mind.
You know where this one is, right? This one? This one.
Come on, do it. Do it.
You know that one. Me? That one came from Starsky and Hutch with Ben Stiller and Owen Wilson. Then we have the other one, right? We have this one.
Oh, I can see everything.
Koi can give them people air. Yeah, that's funny. That's so funny. Yeah. I do like my sound bits better than the average, than the default. All right. Thank you, everybody. It is time. I'm not thinking straight. So thank you, everybody, for joining. Thank you again for joining. I will see you all in my next live. Best stream. Thank you so much, me. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Okay. Yes, I need to head out because I'm not thinking straight right now. Thank you, everybody. Have a good night, and I'll see you all in my next live. Bye.